expenses before you fall for those puppy dog eyes.
There certainly are dollar signs associated with those puppy dog eyes.
Shane Gornick of Forefront Financial Planning in suburban Chicago says if you're planning a vacation, you'll have to pay for a hotel and a place to board your pet while you're away.
Anywhere from $50 to $80 a night.
I'm Rob Hart.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hear that? Exactly. That's the sound of McDonald's Extra Value Meal. Sausage McMuffin with egg, hash brown, small hot coffee, and sweet golden silence. All for only $5. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Brian Shackman here for QC Kinetics. Pain can change an experience entirely. Over the holidays, you want to enjoy it. Take that post-meal walk. Hug your grandkids. Hold the babies. If you have joint pain, whether it's hips, knees, shoulders, back, it changes everything. So if you want to start 2026 right, change this. And QC Kinetics can help you. They have locations in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. They believe that relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, feel like yourself again, be happy. Write your own comeback story in 2026. Give QC Kinetics a call. And you know what? This long-term relief, it can be great for you, but who knows until you go in and talk to them. And that first consultation is totally free. So pick up the phone, write down this number. And again, they're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury, so chances are they are close to you. 860-440-PAIN, 860-440-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics. Again, free consultation, Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury at 860-440-PAIN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I knew it. Boy, have I got some news for you. It's good news. Oh, baby, it's good news. Don't you go nowhere. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I need my volume cranked up here. I need to hear myself speak, much like I do in my regular life. I just love to hear myself speak. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? It is a holiday store eve right here on WTIC. Everybody is excited. Can't wait to go out to Avon Old Farms to go promote, help, and succeed at helping folks for the holiday season. So I hope that, again, you get an opportunity to go out there. It will be a Friday, so if you got nothing better to do, maybe you're going out to dinner, stop on by. Say hello. If you have something to give, please give. If you don't, please give your presents. Wish them well. Share some cheer, something along those lines. You can. I'll be there. I know Joey will be there. I'm almost certain Joey will be there. Roland will not be there. Roland will be here at the command center, as he does. Can't win an Emmy outside on the streets. No, I'm just... I can't get him another Emmy, but maybe I'll get him a Marconi. Would you like a Marconi to add to a... Yeah, he'll take a Marconi. Lord knows I would. I wish, I sit here in the office and I see these awards up here for WTIC, and normally I wouldn't care. I was harking back to what Phife Dawg says in the song Award Tour. I don't need a statue to tell me how nice I am. I used to like that. I like that line. I don't need a statue to tell me how good I am. Oh, but the hell if I don't want one. Just for me. One picture holding it up. It doesn't have to say greatest talk show host ever. Maybe say something a little modest like kinda good talk show host. The kind of good, kinda good. That's what it should say, kinda. Kinda. Kinda good winner. Reese on the radio. Anyway, so I had a meeting today. I won't tell you with whom. They will remain anonymous, but they will reveal themselves very soon. They'll be a guest on our program in about 2 weeks. And I went to go meet this individual to go get some answers to some questions that I had with 2026 coming up. Big election here in Connecticut, you all know, and the midterms across the country. Democrats who listen to this show are holding on to their stress balls. We got to beat them. We got to beat them. We got to put a stop to them. If we win the midterms, we can stop them. Them investigations, we'll impeach them again. They're so concerned about that. So I went to have this meeting today so I can get an inside track of what's going on here in the state. You might remember last year, I sort of did like my own little autopsy on the election patterns inside Connecticut. Something didn't jive. There was this topsy-turvy 180 turn of events. And it just didn't seem natural. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and I didn't want to make any accusations. And then I couldn't resist. I think I had to. I had to come to the conclusion and admit to myself and to others, Connecticut is not blue. Connecticut is purple. And dare I say, Connecticut might be a little red. And the evidence that I saw, just a little bit of it, in the conversations that I had today, I'm almost certain of it. But it's not in the way, the typical culprits are not what you think. You guys, and we've been talking about this with my whole Ben Proto conversation and talking to Austin Montero about Ben Proto, and Mark in West Hartford is online, going scorched earth on Ben Proto after the interview. You guys have been screaming and hollering about certain things, and there's something about that really, really drove this conversation I had today home. And that is, if everybody's saying the same thing, what do you make of that? And I got to tell you guys, you're not focusing in the right places. It is not the Republican Party that you need to draw your ire to. The Democrats in this state are cheating. Not might be. Are cheating. And there is evidence of that cheating. Hardcore evidence. And I'm going to tell you, this isn't a sneaking suspicion, folks. This is a fact. Now, you might be asking yourself, but do the Republicans know, Reese? Yes. But they don't have a lot of help. And there's a reason for that. It's because the people who can help stay in the darkness. And there's too much Republican and conservative infighting. As I said to you the other day, a lot of you are sinking the ship for them. You see, instead of sitting on the Titanic and grabbing cups instead of buckets to offload all the water, no. A lot of you are grabbing water and pouring it in out of defiance. Let's get to that just a little bit before I get to the other stuff. There are a lot of you who I would like to call the warriors in all of this. You want to go to war. And if the people don't agree with you going to war, you'll go to war with them. A lot of you guys are just there to destroy the enemy. You see the opposite side as the enemy, you see them as evil, and you want to go to war. If people don't agree with you, those people are just chumming up with the people you're already at war with. I know that because you've told me. I see it in your actions. You're so frustrated. In fact, and Austin, if you're listening, you're probably going to get upset at this. Again, if you do, that's just you. But I just want to tell you, some of you become so petty about this fight. You think calling yourself unaffiliated is helpful to your frustration. It isn't. It's petty. I don't want to be associated with this Republican Party. There is no this Republican Party. There's a Republican Party. You want to win? You want to lose? You know, you can't join the Pittsburgh Steelers and then say, I don't want to be a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is there an opening in cheerleading? No. Is there an opening in, boosters? No. I want to work at the stadium, but I don't want to root for the team. Come on, bro. You're either with us or you're not. Not against us. You're either with us or you're not. So notice I'm not using the against us thing. With us or not with us. You want to win? You got to be with us. You want to win together? You got to be with us. We don't have to agree. You don't even have to like some of the things that we do. We don't even have to like you. But the objective is to win. Now, back to my earlier point. The Democrats are cheating because they can. And the Democrats are cheating because there's a lot of incompetence. And there's a lot of incompetence at the state level and in high-ranking positions. There's a lot of incompetence. There are a lot of people who are benefiting from said incompetence who would dare say a word. The individual I spoke with today did not have glowing words for guys like Ben Proto, did not have glowing words for other members of the Republican Party. Not because they weren't trying to do their job. It wasn't because they didn't have good intentions for the party. And it wasn't because they were horrible at their job. The problem that happens with the Republican Party in Connecticut is, and this is true, you're fickle. That's the problem. It annoys the holy hell out of me. I am not trying to change your minds. I am going to show you how it's done. I am not going to sit back and pat myself on the back afterwards. I'm just going to do. I'm going to show you to be steadfast. I'm going to show you how to fight. Next month, I am going to give you the tools to make sure that you do not have another fraud election in 2026 and beyond. I am going to get you the tools. I'm going to get you the people. I'm going to show you how you don't have to rely on Ben Proto. I'm also going to tell you about a little secret I found out about the last election that got Ben Proto as the Republican chair that a lot of you know about but didn't make clear. Even Austin didn't. I found out a lot of dirty secrets. I was only there for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I got so much dirt, I had to take a shower. Literally. You have people who are working behind the scenes that are trying to do one thing and one thing alone, to eliminate the corruption here. But you don't even know that they exist because you're focused on the wrong things. And I told you yesterday that what's going on here in the state of Connecticut is a whole lot of complaining because that's what's done. Let's complain and do nothing. And what you're admitting here is that you don't know what to do. So what else is there? Now you don't have to worry. There will be no more complaining. I guarantee it. Now, I'm coming here to this town, new to this station. I've been here before, but I am new to this town. Older, wiser, and committed. That while I sit here on this platform, I am going to show Connecticut Republicans how to win. With them or without them. I am making that commitment because I know it can happen. And after my talk today, I am certain, and I mean certain, it is going to happen. I'm just stunned that people didn't give this the opportunity they did. They saw a little bit of shakiness and immediately ran for the hills. But I am going to break down. Now, we can't do it all during the Christmas season. We've got other stuff to deal with. People have got the holidays to fix, but figure out. And good, we're going to do that. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of political stuff in the next couple of weeks because again, I want it to be joyous and free and happy. What did you get from the Lego store? What did you get from Jared? That's what we're going to be focusing on. But after my meeting today, I'm telling you, I have never, ever been more excited about what we're going to do in this state. Never been more excited. And the best part about it, folks, if I can tell you anything, one thing that I found out was a lot of complaints that you guys have made online, especially on X. Let me tell you something. The cavalry is coming. Listen to me. The cavalry is coming. You may have thought that someone is ignoring the state of Connecticut, but they are not. They are not. Oh, Connecticut is in full view, without a doubt. On Monday, when we get back here, I'm going to share you some of those stories that you may have missed in the media because no one's talking about it, and they should. No one's talking about some of the stories that are coming in for Washington that have to do with certain states that are not following certain, let's say, suggestions of the White House and the federal government. You may have seen them. Go on, look, scurry. Stories are there. But what's coming? Oh, a lot of stuff. So, I tried. I'll keep trying. But like I said, with you or without you, I'm going to get to the bottom of all of this stuff. And just to be clear, when I got here or before I got here when I was in Texas, people say, are you really going to try to turn Connecticut red? as I began this monologue, I said to you, I think Connecticut already is. I don't think you know it yet. I really don't think you know it yet. I got quite the education today. Quite the education. And we're going to let it all out. I mean, let it all hang out in the coming weeks and months. And it is going to be glorious. I can't wait. So, stand by for that. We got a whole bunch of news, a whole bunch of views. Hey, the January 6th pipe bomber was found just 3 miles away from my old apartment in Woodbridge, Virginia. Yay! I couldn't believe it. When I saw the house, I said, I know exactly where that town is. And sure enough, wasn't even 3 miles. In fact, I'm almost certain I could get the address, my old address, and the address of that guy. Literally, I could walk to the house where this alleged pipe bomber lived. I could walk there. In fact, now that I think about it, I have walked around there. Yeah, I actually have. There's a Boys and Girls Club over there. In fact, the first church I got sober, the first AA meeting I'm in, is literally right down the block from the home. Yeah. That's, I swear to you, I'm not kidding. Yeah. Woodbridge, Virginia. I looked up the address. I saw it. I was like, oh, hey, that is it. Hey, I live. Oh, wow. It's quite impressive. Boy, is it going to be an interesting day today. Also, I sent a letter to Jim Himes' team, Representative Jim Himes. He is the stupidest thing I read today, and I will tell you all about that as well. And when Stephen Miller laughs at you, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should. We'll talk about all that and much, much more. Stand by. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
You've been here before, standing in front of the mirror, tired of wondering where your weight loss journey went wrong. I'm Paige Lopez. I know the feeling, and that's why I started Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Our medication-free program helps you lose weight without expensive injections. No tiny portions, no constant hunger, just real, sustainable weight loss. Look and feel your best with personalized coaching and lifetime support. To kickstart your transformation, visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
.230 Hartford, temperature 38 degrees. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Well, I've got a mix of clouds and sun. A front comes through. Gets cold around here. Could trigger a flurry or maybe a snow squall, too. Forecast details coming up. The suspects in custody in connection with the placement of pipe bombs outside Republican and Democratic headquarters in D.C. the day before the riot at the Capitol. Brian Cole Jr. of Virginia was picked up. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel praised investigators and prosecutors for their work in cracking the nearly 5-year-old case. While it appears to be a suicide, A medical examiner will make the official determination of how 27-year-old inmate J. Sean Bellamy of East Hartford died earlier this morning. The Department of Corrections says he was found with a bedsheet tied around his neck just before 2:30 at his cell at McDougal Walker Correctional. And correction officials say he is the person who attacked a female correction officer at Osborne on Monday before he was transferred to McDougal Walker. An arrest made in a shooting in Waterbury from last month. Police are charging 39-year-old Jessica Towles in that November 29th incident in the wee hours. Police say it stemmed from a confrontation between two groups of individuals. She's due back in court on December 12th. Navy Admiral has told lawmakers that there was no kill them order from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in that boat attack that is in the Caribbean back in September. Video of survivors being killed, though, has alarmed lawmakers. That disclosure coming as Congress scrutinizes the attack of that boat in international waters near Venezuela. WTIC News time is 2:32. Bob Cox has the forecast.
The coldest air of the season so far is about to move into the state. And we've got an Arctic cold front moving through this afternoon. Some places might see a flurry or snow shower with it. After the front passes, the sun comes back out, but a gusty northwest wind takes over and temperatures start dropping. Those readings will drop into the 20s this evening with teens in the northwest hills by then, and wind chills dropping into the single digits in teens across the area. This evening, we'll have wind chills down in the single numbers above and below zero by tonight for a while, but the wind will be gradually diminishing during the night. A nice clear moonlit sky out there tonight, but low temperatures in the single numbers in teens by tomorrow morning. Friday looks mostly sunny. It'll be dry and cold, highs in the 20s. Partly cloudy Friday night with the slight chance for a flurry or snow shower, lows in the teens and 20s. Saturday, considerable cloudiness with a little bit of sun mixing in. There's a 30% chance for a rain or snow shower, highs mid to upper 30s. Partly sunny Sunday with a high approaching 40. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
38 degrees, partly sunny in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume by New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair aisle at your local CVS.
Attention Southern New England HVAC and mechanical contractors. Eagle Rivet is your trusted roofing partner for professional roof penetrations and flashing. We ensure your customers' roofs remain watertight during installations, protecting their warranties. We also offer complimentary roof inspections to identify potential issues before any HVAC work begins. Call Eagle Rivet today at 860-953-1231 or visit us online at eaglerivet.com. That's EAGLERIVET.com. Eagle Rivet is proud to support rebuilding together Hartford.
Hi, I'm Tom Tierney, owner of the Green Cremation, Connecticut's only water cremation facility. Our process uses a gentle, water-based alternative to flame, with no smoke, no fire, and no harmful emissions. It uses up to 90% less energy than traditional cremation and produces zero air pollution. We're proud to offer families a compassionate, earth-friendly way to honor a loved one. Visit thegreencremation.com to learn more or pre-plan today. Visit thegreencremation.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Hey guys, we are back. 860-522-WTIC is the number. 860-522-9842. Today during headlines, we're going to do something a little different. Usually I give you about 3 stories and then the stupidest thing I read today. But today we've got some headlines that I need to get into that haven't been covered by the mainstream news, not even by the folks here at WTIC, with the exception of the alleged suicide of the inmate who was also charged with sexually assaulting a corrections officer. We have some details on that has not been covered. In fact, we have a story about that individual from 2015. We'll share that with you during headlines. Also, we have some developments in the Mimi Torres case as well. Some interesting news that we found out, and probably a question that many of us have been asking. I have new details about that, and I want to thank, how do I put this? I'm just going to say my gumshoe, who is out there on the streets, former detective, and we'll just say this about him because he remains anonymous. He is absolutely one of the best investigators I've ever met, outside of myself. He may even be better than me. We'll come up with a name for the gumshoe soon. He will remain anonymous until he decides that he is going to reveal himself. But he's got some very interesting details about that case, Mimi Torres, and I'll share that with you during headlines. And then we'll talk about Jim Himes. Let me get to the phones real quick. Laura is on the line in Wethersfield. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Reese.
What's up?
So something you said really struck a nerve with me, and it's something I've been saying to people for years. If Connecticut is such a deep, deep blue state, how come Bridgeport has to stay up all night on election night, pulling out ballots out of God knows what orifices at the end, photocopied ballots? How come all the cities have to stay up all night long waiting for everybody else's returns to come in first?
You are so on point. And when I say over the target, you are 1 inch over it. You do not need binoculars or special technology to hit it. You are right. You're 100% on it.
Sir, we've been watching this for years. Every single election night. It's obvious. It's
and we're going to, let me tell you something, Laura. In the investigation that's going on, we can actually name names. In my car, I have a packet 54 pages deep that shows not only are these so-called 501c4s and 501c3s who are not supposed to be working directly with the Democrat Party, how they are. And we have them dead to rights.
Of course they are. Of course they are. There's absolutely no honor.
Yeah, it is horrible. You know, actually, I'll go one step further with you, Laura. This one is interesting. So you might remember, and I don't know how long you followed me since I've been here on a program, but I remember talking about the distance or the vote count between Bob Stefanowski and Ned Lamont in the last election.
Oh,
You remember that? No, and remember the number that the magic number I kept pointing out was 174,000 votes separated those two. Right? Not a lot. It's 168 counties. 169 counties. Why not? 174,000. That's not impossible to make up. You just got to go to every county and, pick up those numbers. But here's what I found out today. Do you know how many of those votes just those votes alone were actually dead voters?
Oh, no. How many?
25% of the 174,000 votes.
I wonder how many illegals are voting. New Haven County, come on.
That's also in the investigation as well.
Oh, you're killing us.
That's it. In the investigation, we're talking illegals, dead folks, people who have moved.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I said in January, I'm going to give everybody the tools that everyone can actually use if you are interested to find out if they are keeping people. And here's the crazy part, Laura, is the fact that they are in the voter rolls, right? Then when they don't belong, and that's where the fraud begins. So let's say your neighbor moves to Milwaukee. If they remain on the voter rolls in the state, someone has the wherewithal to find that person in the voter rolls and then finds a way to vote for them.
Oh my God!
I even found out that one guy, his mother, was in a coma weeks before she died, and they managed to vote for a Democrat for her.
Wow!
Even when the son protested it, they said to her, no, we'll just hold up the ballot for her. And his response was, she's in a coma. It was the most insane thing I ever heard in my life. And they were like, that's okay. We'll take care of it.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's blatantly obvious. We see it every single election day. Even without that kind of stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they're up all night, and I've heard stories behind the scenes of, it's rumor, but people saying that they went to be an observer at Bridgeport. And after a certain time of night, you really have to get going.
Laura, I'll tell you, let me put it this way. So I saw so many binders today, like in just looking at them. And the worst part was when I looked at them, like when they showed me the binders that they had of all of this evidence, the response that they gave me, I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Like, that's all evidence? And they'll go, yeah, but that's just 5% of it. It was a room. It was a room.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm very excited to hear that we're on the radar, on the national radar.
Yes, we are.
You know how demoralizing it has been to be a Republican in this state.
Oh, yeah. And that is, and I think that's what it's been. And I think what Connecticut has been able to do to Republicans in the state is is exactly what you just described, the demoralizing and the sort of dismissive or I would say the ignoring of that Republican electorate in the state makes you feel like you don't exist or there are only too few of you. So it doesn't matter. But like I said, from what I got, and it was so funny when I heard them say it to me, I said, so are you telling me that this state is kind of purple, maybe a little bit, maybe we're competitive? Their response was, I would say purple, but to be honest with you, I really do believe that if all the cheating were removed, Connecticut would be a red state. And I would, can you confirm that? And they went, oh, absolutely.
Oh, hallelujah.
So that's where we are.
See the day. I hope I live to see the day.
So, you know what? So do I. So do I. Thank you.
Right.
You got it.
Thank you.
You got
Bye-bye.
it. Yeah, it was daunting. And at the same time, exhilarating. I was listening to all of this stuff in just what's going on and because I say to myself, and you probably said this too, like with Connecticut, we're tucked away. We're probably as relevant as Rhode Island. No? We never really hit the national stage. No matter what goes on, people talk about us, but it's always in passing. None of our, criminal cases ever make national news. Sandy Hook, considering, right, that was the last national story. What do we have besides Sandy Hook? The only other national story we had outside of that was when Alex Jones was being sued. We don't really get a lot of national stories because everybody says, it's Connecticut. It's with a 55 market in the media. We're not top 10. We need something over the top. It's crazy that stories like J. Allen Jones don't make huge stories. This story here about Jason Bellamy, who died allegedly via suicide. If the story comes out the way I think it might come out, it would be astonishing if this story didn't make national, but it won't. So you kind of have this feeling like this defeated sort of sense of yourself as a state. It's like, we're never going to get the attention. If we got that kind of attention, people would take notice in the media, the spotlight would be on us, and people would correct themselves, and they would self-correct. But because there's no focus, they get to run rampant out here. Not anymore. Not anymore. But I told you that was coming anyway. You believed me, didn't you? You did. You did. We'll talk about that. Like I said, headlines coming up. We'll talk about this suicide that happened inside the jail. We have a backstory to the individual who took his life, allegedly. We also have an update on Mimi Torres that isn't being reported, but we have sources inside the police department who are speaking, and we have some other information about that that was related to a very important part of the story as it relates to DCF. So we'll bring that to you as well. Oh, and that's right, I forgot the third story. You remember yesterday there was a report of a standoff between police and a person inside their home. And when the standoff was over, they found a dead body in the home with the alleged perpetrator of said standoff. We've got some details to that story as well. And we'll break all of that down. So stand by for all of that coming up, plus your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC. Yeah, let's go to a break. We'll be back. I'll read your comments in the chat room, and if you'd like to call, give us a call, all right? Talk to you soon. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show, Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. It's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff seriously while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yep. These stories and much, much more. Teresa writes, Reese, that's amazing news. I told you the first time I talked to you that this state needs your help, and I'm so glad that you and Roseanne are here. This is exciting. Tell us how we can help. All right, well, that's going to happen in January, okay? So there is going to be an entire comprehensive video and series that is about to come out that we're going to make available to everybody. We're going to promote it here on this program, that what's happening to you and what's happening to the state can be prevented, but it is an effort that people have to actually engage in. Now, as I said to Laura on the phone earlier, it's that the tactics that are being used is taking advantage of the incompetence of registrars. And sadly, this is true, but many of them are elderly. Not that that means they're incompetent. No. What they are required to do, they are not doing. Now, I'm using an anecdotal story here, but this was one of the stories I heard today in all of this. And imagine this on a ridiculous scale. Like, I'm not saying that it happens even 100 times, but the fact that it happens once shows you exactly how, what's the word I want to look for? Broken. Okay, broken the system is. Imagine this. You have Mr. and Mrs. Doe on voter rolls. Mrs. Doe has died 8 years ago. And Mr. Doe, the widower, shows up to vote, and he does. You know that Mrs. Doe has died 8 years ago and should be removed from the voter rolls. She should not exist. This would prevent fraud because there is somebody who can get Mrs. Doe's information and then mail in a ballot without Mr. Doe ever knowing and vote for her. But if she's removed, as I said, that fraud never happens. Imagine having that information, go into the registrar and say, hey, we should take this person off the voter rolls. And that person says to you, and I quote, well, we really can't do it. Why? Well, when Mr. Doe comes to vote, it makes him feel good to see his wife's name there. So we feel bad taking it off. We don't want to have him upset when he comes to vote. Okay. Do with that what you want. Take that information and deal with it however you want. Now, I know it sounds like all I'm doing is injecting something for you to be hateful of, right? I don't mean to be. It's not my fault. Okay? But that's happening. And anybody listening to me who tells me it isn't, go pound sand. That's an actual fact. There are people who are on the rolls, and people have come up with excuses like, well, yeah, if that's frustrating to you, imagine. So these little ticky-tacky stupid things that can clearly be remedied aren't being remedied. When the state gets the actual voter rolls and they have to compare them to the old voter rolls so they can be updated, is anybody pushing a button and making sure that the old folks, so the people who moved out or the dead folks, are removed? No. They're keeping the old records. And they're still there. And the worst part is that it's not like people can't see that there are dead people on the rolls. They all know they're there. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's no secret. They know that this is an avenue for fraud, but they keep it there. And why? Because it benefits people. And sadly, the opposition, who's getting pretty much rubbed, pretty much getting duped here, the ones who always ends up on the short end of the stick, doesn't have the means or the wherewithal to fight back. Why? Why? Because they don't have, no news media, no help whatsoever. People are kind of become frustrated, just threw their hands up and just accept things the way that they are. That's just the way that things are, and that's the way they're going to be. We'll fight back another way. No, this is where you start. And everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean you, you all have access to this information, and you can demand that it be taken care of. And no offense, but screw the networks, screw the newspapers. You don't need them. There's alternative news here. You could be blowing them up. Think about this. If you know that only 60,000 people are watching the most watched network in the state, only 60,000. I know this. Trust me, I'm beating some of the TV ratings. I am. The highest rated news networks or news reports in the state, 60,000. You want to make them obsolete? Go to the alternative news media, the ones that do report the news that you care about, and blow them up. Make them the most relevant and the most important news in the state. That's all you have to do. Because those guys will report the stuff that you want to talk about. If I may say so, Connecticut Sentinel is doing a damn good job. Holla, folks. We got to get to a break. Let's get to some news with John Silva. We'll be back.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 38 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Governor Lamont has activated the state's severe cold weather protocol for the first time this season. Temperatures are forecasted to crash through the teens tonight into the single digits in some parts. The protocol runs from now through noon on Tuesday. Those in need of shelter and other services are advised to call 211 or visit 211.org for information on warming centers and other services. A Northern Virginia man has been arrested for planting 2 pipe bombs outside the DNC and RNC headquarters on the eve of the January 6th Capitol riot. Here's Stacy Lynn.
I'm about to stand here before you and say, we solved it. He will have his...
devices and walk off in the sunset.
Stacy Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Navy Admiral says there was never a kill order by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on an alleged drug boat that was hit twice in the Caribbean in September. That disclosure today comes as Congress scrutinizes an attack that killed 2 survivors of an initial strike on the waters near Venezuela. 4th District Congressman Jim Himes, ranking member on the Intelligence Committee, says that's not what he saw.
Under the DoD manual for abiding by the laws of armed conflict, the specific example given of an impermissible action is
recalling 73,000 Ram pickup trucks. Company says the instrument panels may suddenly go blank.
The problem only reported in a handful of 2025 and 2026 Ram pickups, both light and heavy-duty models. The issue is related to a software glitch. Recall notices will go out to customers next month. Dealers will update the faulty software.
And no crashes or injuries have been reported. WTIC News Time is 3:04. Should be wrapping up the road work within the next half hour to an hour. Still some leftover work in New Britain on westbound 84 between exits 35 and 32. That's in the right lane. We also had that work out in Manchester earlier on 84 eastbound. And also some leftover work down in Wallingford on 91 south between 15 and 10. That's in the right lane. Let's get the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
We've seen a bit of cloud cover as an Arctic cold front has pushed through. That is going to drop our temperatures to near record lows overnight. The low 5 above, the record 3 set back in 1976. We will have a clear sky, so the supermoon will be visible. Partly sunny tomorrow, very cold, the high 27. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, down to 21 degrees. Mostly cloudy on Saturday, not as cold, the high temperature 39. As we transition to Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high 40. Partly cloudy Sunday night, the low temperature 20. Breezy Monday morning, otherwise mostly sunny but very cold, the high temperature 26 degrees. And mostly cloudy and cold on Tuesday with intermittent snow and flurries during the afternoon, the high temperature 31 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And for these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
You've tried it all. Bad diets, tiny portions, expensive injections. At Awaken 180, our medication-free program teaches you how to eat for your body. Plenty of food, sustainable results, and lifetime support. Visit awaken180weightloss.com today.
Hey, how'd you get your water heater fixed so fast?
Ayala Home Services, same-day plumbing. I gave them a call, and they had a plumber on their way. They even sent the plumber's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day plumbing, call, click, or text today and say, hello, Ayala. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926. P10277688. S10413487. D10401465. S3308699. SM3004646. E1185643.
I'm elder law attorney Haley O'Lear. Our greatest reward is happy clients telling us that they're very thankful for our help.
Hi, I'm Kate from Farmington. My husband had a stroke a year ago. I worked with a wonderful team of people that helped me rewrite my will and navigate the Medicaid application. They even came to our home to meet us, understand our needs, and connect us with a healthcare agency.
Find out more at AlairElderLaw.com. That's ALLAIRE.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp. And they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back, and like I said, we're going to do something a little different. Headlines, but a little different today. Okay, so we're following three very important stories, one of which we have not confirmed yet, but we will get there. Let me start with that one. There was a story about a man who was barricaded in his home. Shots were fired between he and police, and then the story had turned into a dead body inside. According to certain reports, that had something to do with a foreclosure. According to the reports that we are getting outside of the scope of this, of that, let's just say, back and forth with police. If I may, let me go in this direction. So I want to lay this out according to the source that we have here. So it turns out that the individual was an older man whose house had gone up in foreclosure in Stamford, I believe. Yes. And we have the address here, so I don't want to give out all of the details that we have here, but we inquired. And the house was in foreclosure, and the individual was asking for an extension, to which the individual was denied. It says the case was with the bank. They foreclosed. The I guess eviction was an execute on December 1st. which ended up being the day of the standoff, according to the reports. There was a neighbor. We have that person's information who saw the whole thing. We're going to be reaching out to that neighbor who pretty much knew a lot of the story. We'll be bringing them on possibly next week to give some details. But from what we understand, that the person in the house had asked the bank for an extension. They were denied. And they refused to leave, which led to this. And now we understand that both individuals are dead. According also to reports, the corpse that was inside was the man's wife, who had passed away, what we believe, if weeks before, about 2 weeks before. We will have all the details of this, as at this point it is alleged that all of those things happened, but we will have them for certain. So a story behind the story, if you will. Second, another story that we're following is, of course, deals with the young man by the name of Jason Bellamy. And Jason's name is spelled different. It's a kind of a variation of a name spelled Jaishon. And Jason is alleged to have attacked a female corrections officer and was, again, that officer went to the ICU for treatment, and this was a brutal attack that is alleged that Jason committed. Jason was pronounced dead at about 3 o'clock this morning. It says here, the deceased individual, Jason Bellamy, is the same person who is suspected of assaulting a corrections officer at the Osborne Correctional Institution on Monday, December 1st, 2025. This, according to Andreas, and I'm not going to pronounce his name well, so forgive me, Andreas. So it is Andreas Benevixes, I guess that's how it's pronounced. He is the public information officer of the Connecticut Department of Corrections. That is the statement that he released today, saying that he is one and the same. Well, there is a backstory to Jason. You might remember, if you were kind of one of those wonks, back in 2015, there was a teen who was charged as an adult in 2 East Hartford sexual assaults. At the time, he was 16 years old. He was suspected of sexually assaulting one woman in East Hartford at a commuter lot and another in an East Hartford home. He's being charged with an adult, or he was. Jason Bellamy was 16 at the time. He was accused of sexually and physically assaulting a woman at the Exit 90 commuter parking lot off Route 15 in East Hartford near the Econo Lounge about 2:30 a.m. on September 3rd of that year. After the assault, he fled in the victim's black Honda Element and led the police on a brief chase before crashing. According to police, he ran off and police were not able to find him. As state police investigated the assault on the commuter lot in East Hartford, police were investigating a home invasion and a sexual assault at the Colmore Road days later. DNA linked the two cases, and that's how we get to Jason being arrested here. Now, this is where the question has been raised because now there's an investigation into his suicide. You are charged with assaulting a corrections officer, a female corrections officer in the correctional facility. Now, what my source is telling me is that if you get into a fight in a correctional facility, they put you in what's called the 23-1. That's one of the phrases they use. 23-1 means it's 23 hours solitary confinement. You get 1 hour out. And usually that person is on complete watch, like for all reasons. That person is watched every half an hour. There's someone to watch every 30 minutes. So the question arises, how did that individual manage to wrap a sheet around their neck and commit suicide? Well, that's why the investigation is going. There is an allegation, or at least, I don't want to say an allegation. It is being suspected that something else happened, but we won't know that until the details are released. But let's just put it this way. Many people believing that Bellamy may have been tuned up. We will get to that when we can, because other officers and people in the know are saying that it is incredibly rare that that individual would even have a sheet, or they would have the opportunity to do such a thing under the watch that they are under, 23-1. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Last but not least, before we get to the stupidest thing today, the Mimi Torres case. I have just asked to be confirmed that we do have a suspect in the alternate Mimi part of this case. You might remember DCF contacted Mimi's mom for a face-to-face to find out if Mimi was indeed in good care. DCF was told that Mimi was out of state, staying with relatives at the time, and DCF requested a face-to-face on either FaceTime or one of the video chats. We have now learned that police were able to locate where the individual that posed as Mimi lives, and the investigation has now led them to Georgia. And who that individual is, we do not know for certain. We do believe that it is a relative, but that investigation continues. We don't know if the warrant has been issued yet, but we do know the investigation has led to Georgia. They have located the person who very well may have posed for Mimi in that DCF investigation, which would lend itself to what I said earlier, that other people knew about Mimi's abuse. So we're expecting other, if not indictments, or maybe arrests after the fact. We will get to that. The more we know, the more we learn, we will let you know. All right? So stand by for that. Now, let's get to the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
So today I sent a letter to Jim Himes' office, Representative Jim Himes, and the letter went like this. I'm Reese On The Radio, host of the 2 to 6 p.m. show on WTIC NewsTalk 1080. I'm reaching out to request a statement from Congressman Himes regarding his recent appearance on MS Now, during which he stated narco-terrorists don't exist. Here is Representative Jim Himes on said issue, just, I believe, yesterday. Is this where it was? Yeah, here it is.
There is no such thing as a narco-terrorist. There are very, very bad narcotics people, cartels, etc., but they're desperate to make this look like it's ISIS or Al-Qaeda, because that's the very thin line on which their illegal use of the United States military to take these people out resides.
Yeah. Now, we found that odd that Jim Himes would say that there's no such thing as narco-terrorists. I've always known that terminology, but it turns out that so does Jim Himes. As you are aware, Secretary of State, former Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, someone who the congressman has previously expressed respect for, has repeatedly and officially designated certain Mexican cartels, including Cartel Jason Nueva Generacion and elements of the Sinaloa cartel, as foreign terrorist organization engaged in narco-terrorism. The State Department has used this exact terminology in official releases and designations. Given these public and on-the-record statements from the Biden and Harris administration's top diplomat, we would appreciate the congressman's clarification on how he reconciles his assertion with the former administration's position. We've also added the President Biden's own distinction in 1989. Here, again, Joe Biden talking about narco-terrorism. Where is he? There he is, right there.
Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it.
What I also find interesting is that Jim Himes has also said some very interesting things when it comes to killing these narco-terrorists, which I think that he's scrambling for, because, again, before he said there was no such thing as narco-terrorists, he was also saying that if there was a President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, per se, what she might do.
Senator Graham could not be more wrong, and it's beneath him to say what he just said. He knows, as well as I do, that there is no legal authorization for these strikes. There isn't. There is a purported memo inside the White House articulating the legal basis for these strikes, which has not been shared with the Congress. Now, I wonder why it hasn't been shared with the Congress, because I bet if it exists, that it's nonsense. And look, if Lindsey Graham and other Republicans want to go the route of saying it's okay to kill people illegally, just so long as the American public supports it, the American public needs to really think that through. You know, there will be a Democratic president someday, and all my MAGA friends who are, cheering on these illegal killings need to imagine who gets killed when President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that it doesn't matter what the law says. She's going to do what she's going to do. So look, I work here, so I understand the complete abnegation of principle and a complete thumbing of the nose at the rule of law, but I would hope that people like Lindsey Graham might not go that path, because it's a very, very dangerous path for this country.
I just want to know from Jim Himes, what is he talking about? Who does he think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who does he think she would kill that would upset MAGA? Like, what does that even mean? So it's like Jim Himes is, again, this is the reason why I write them a letter. I don't understand who he's talking about. He's suggesting that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as president might kill someone that MAGA may not like. So are you suggesting that Donald Trump killing narco terrorists, drug dealers, are the people that Democrats like? Because, right, we're comparing and contrasting, right, Representative? So I know these bozos never really respond to anything, but we'll see if they respond at all. Probably they'll respond with a no comment, but we wait. We wait. Let's get to the phones. Rita is on the phone from Manchester. Hello, Rita.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
Good. You're doing an awesome job. Just letting you know.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. What you got?
I was just calling quickly because I heard you mention voter rolls.
Yes.
My twin sister is a town councilwoman in Rhode Island in Westerly.
Okay.
And they just uncovered a house that had 28 people registered to vote out of.
Damn. 28?
28, and another house at 11.
Holy moly. You know, today during my meeting, we found...
Hello?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. Another part of the investigation I was going through today was a story that had 100 people all voting Democrat, but that wasn't even the crazy part. It was 100 people from the same address with the same name.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And when we're not, no. And I wish it was, Rita, to me, when I heard that, I kept saying, let me play devil's advocate and say, well, wait a minute. Was it like different variations of the name? You know, like, was one person Edward, another person Edwin, another one is an Edmund? No. It was like John Quincy Doe.
Oh, my God.
It was like,
that's insane.
Same name over and over again. Everything, all of it, all the information. And hold on, just to make it matters worse. In fact, to show you exactly how incompetent a lot of these folks are, it even had the same birth date and social security numbers. Yeah, they didn't even try. There were no variations.
Wow. Well, I would suggest, because both of my parents are deceased, and I called my sister, and because I heard you talking, and I said, hey, Rose, I'm like, do you think that you could look in to see if my parents, if mom and dad's names are still on the vote, the registration to vote? And she said, yeah, actually, I can look. She goes, I'm curious if there's been any activity. So when she gets home, she was gonna.
That's an important, and that's one of the rules. That's some of the help that this organization is about to do. They're gonna put out these things where, you could be living in a neighborhood and, you see a for sale sign in front of a house of a neighbor that you've had for maybe 10, 15 years. If that is an adult male, there's a likelihood that they're registered to vote. Of course, they have driver's licenses. So what you want to do is that there is a way for you to find out. It's like, hey, you know what? John Smith just moved last month. You know what? The election's coming up. I don't want any cheating. And there's a way for you, just the average citizen, to find out if that person is still on the voters. Because, again, if there is a absentee ballot, someone will find a way to mail that to someone and vote in their name.
Yeah, so I suggest to any family members that have deceased
That's
siblings
right.
or parents to go ahead and look it up and see what they find.
Exactly.
Because it'll probably, we as citizens we need to help our Republican our party, because this is getting way out of control.
Exactly.
I mean, it has been way out of control. This world has gone completely upside down.
Well,
it's getting better.
Well, the other crazy part is, and as you put it, right, it's getting out of control. It is the effort of the individuals, like James O'Keefe. I don't know. Do you follow James O'Keefe at all?
I don't know.
Okay, you gotta follow him. If this is something you're interested in, follow his Act Blue series. Just look up James O'Keefe and Act Blue. And what he found, he did this investigation, what was so wild. And I'll sum it up this way to show you how dirty all of this is. So according to his investigation, he would go into New Jersey and visit an elderly couple's home. And because of the rolls, these are donations by the family. So he'd go up and he'd speak to her and he says, "Hi, ma'am, what's your name?" She goes, "Well, I'm Karen Smith." He goes, "Hi, Karen Smith. Have you ever donated to Act Blue?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, I've donated to them before. Do you remember what your donation was?" "Oh, yeah, it was just one time. We sent them $15. And then he'll show them. He goes, "This is you, right? This is your address, your information?" And she goes, "Yes, that's me." She goes, "It says here that you donated $18,000 to Act Blue." And it's crazy, right? And then the husband comes home, or he's in the house. Like, she'll see that and she goes, "Barry, get in here." Right? Barry comes out, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" She goes, "Did you donate $18,000 of our money to Act Blue?" And he's looking at it and going, "No, what are you talking about?"
Oh my.
And he shows it to them, and it's like, and so the whole deal is, all you have to do, you donate $5 to Act Blue. Act Blue uses you as the conduit. Hey, Martha Smith donated $18,000. And all you have to do is go see him, and they look at him and go, "What, are you crazy?"
My God.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. You know, what do people sit around all day and think of these scams? I mean, my gosh, my mind doesn't even function that way.
Yeah,
it's
Rita,
crazy, but anyway,
look it up. I promise you, it will be an education you didn't ask for.
What's his name again?
James O'Keefe, like George O'Keefe, the artist. Yeah, James O'Keefe.
Okay.
And look up Act Blue. They're a great series on YouTube.
I will. And I will let you go. I just picked up my granddaughter, and have a blessed day and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and you're doing great.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, you got to check them out. It's a great, great series. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you and your partner are struggling because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. In Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. And as a Prometic restorative health practice, we've literally seen thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season, a renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Prometic restorative health practice.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
And now, a WTIC news update.
37 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Governor Lamont has activated the state's severe cold weather protocol for the first time this season. Temperatures forecasted to crash through the teens tonight and into the single digits in some parts. The protocol runs from now through noon on Tuesday. Those in need of shelter should call 211, or they can visit 211.org to get more services, or to get information on services. Navy Admiral says there was never a kill order by Defense Secretary Hegseth on the alleged drug boat that was hit twice in the Caribbean in September. That disclosure today comes as Congress scrutinizes the attack that killed 2 survivors of an initial strike in the waters near Venezuela. Inmate serving a 20-year sentence on sexual assault charges was found dead in his cell at McDougall Walker Correctional Institute earlier this morning. Jason Bellamy was 27. He'd been doing 20 years again on the sexual assault charge. The Department of Corrections says he is the same person who attacked a female correction officer earlier this week at Osborne Correctional. WTIC News Time is 3:31. Here's a WTIC Weather Center forecast.
We've seen a bit of cloud cover as an Arctic cold front has pushed through. That is going to drop our temperatures to near record lows overnight. The low 5 above, the record 3 set back in 1976. We will have a clear sky, so the supermoon will be visible. Partly sunny tomorrow, very cold, the high 27. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, down to 21 degrees. Mostly cloudy on Saturday, not as cold, the high temperature 39. As we transition to Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high 40. Partly cloudy Sunday night, the low temperature 20. Breezy Monday morning, otherwise mostly sunny but very cold, the high temperature 26 degrees. And mostly cloudy and cold on Tuesday with intermittent snow and flurries during the afternoon, the high temperature 31 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wall Street Dow down 120, NASDAQ's down a fraction, S&P's down 7 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last. Extra value meal alert! At McDonald's, get a sausage McMuffin with egg, hash browns, and a small coffee. All for just $5. Price and participation may vary.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
How did you get your tripping breakers fixed so fast?
Ayala Home Services, same day electrical. I gave them a call and they had a technician on their way. They even sent the technician's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day electrical, call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO. Call for details. License number HIC 628926, P102776688, S1041347, D1040145, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. and how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Google is launching its most powerful artificial intelligence chip as it looks to gain an advantage in the ultra-competitive AI race. Google says its Ironwood processor is 4 times faster than its predecessor and is designed to train AI agents and real-time chatbots, and that by connecting more than 9,000 chips in a single pod, Google says Ironwood will eliminate data bottlenecks for the most demanding models. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Happy birthday, WTIC News Talk 1080.
You don't know us. Oh, Mr. Sean Hannity. I didn't realize that. Man, longest career in cable news. Oh, give it up for him. All right. I can call him Uncle Sean. His talk radio chops are also, kind of, I wouldn't consider him a mentor, but I would definitely call him a colleague. I like Hannity. I don't watch him all that much. I got to tell you, I've almost been inclined to beef about Eric Erickson sometimes, because I'll tell you, nothing against the guy. I have no personal animus towards him. I just disagree with that guy. I get it. I know that he says that he's a conservative, and I know he says this thing. He's got this one moniker where he says, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. And I'm just like, sometimes, and I know a lot of other people in the business kind of roll their eyes, and I was like, yes. Okay. Sometimes he says something, I listen to it, and I just go, Eric, I would love to have a conversation with him. I'm going to see if we could set it up where Eric will come on the program so I can interview him for a little bit. I'd love to like have a little one-on-one with him on the air. I always say, Eric, if liberals are quoting you to me, not a good deal. Not a good deal. Because liberals really believe, like they use Eric Erickson as, see? And I'm going, so? That's always my response. It's like, so? Eric Erickson said something the other day. I think, what was it? He said, I've run a lot of political campaigns. I'm like, Eric, you won one race. Okay. All right. I mean, you won. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, come on. But when the left starts quoting you, I just go, okay, buddy. I'm just saying. Like I said, nothing against them. I'm not crapping on them. I'm just saying. That's all. Anyway, we'll get into that at another time. What was I was going to do something. Oh, yes. This was it. In a little bit, I'm gonna have to take a steaming one on a lot of you folks who called up this network, called up this show, and went into the chat room and lost your collective minds on the Coke boat. And it turns out yours truly was right. As I keep trying to tell you folks, stop it. Stop letting these folks dictate your ideas. They're not original. Okay? They aren't. These ideas that are put into your head are not original. It's not even a psyop. This stuff is invented for you to believe. And you keep taking their word for it. And you keep getting, like, literally embarrassed behind it. But before I get into that, and I'll do that in the 4 o'clock hour, I've got to do this. When a beautiful blonde sounds more masculine than the guys, I got to take a moment and show her some props. Can I do that? I don't know who this woman is. Her name is Deborah Lee, and she was on our sponsors, Newsmax. She was on their program, on one of their programs the other day. And I'm listening to this woman. I'm like, I can't believe me, as a man, have got to find agreement with a blonde woman on television. This woman sounds like me.
And I just don't understand in what world, especially in the Republican side of the aisle, do individuals who are peddling drugs into our country, do we have more sympathy and concern for them, the Americans overdosing on those actual drugs? Just yesterday in Manhattan, I saw a fentanyl needle on the street outside of my apartment. I've lived here my entire life. That is not something normal. We're over 2,000 miles away from the Mexican border. If it's reaching New York, it's reaching our entire country. And too many Americans are dying every single year from our open borders. So I really don't have that much concern or really any sympathy for the individuals who are on the other side of that strike. The message is clear from Donald Trump. If you try to smuggle drugs into our country that will kill Americans, we're going to kill you. That's it. That's strong foreign policy, and that's what Venezuela needs to hear.
Couldn't believe it. I'm listening to that woman. I'm just going, yay. Yay. Like, seriously. Like, and Republicans are doing it. And I get it. I know it's enticing. I know how enticing it is. But they're talking about it on the news. And you know what? Okay, I'm going to use the term. That's the psyop. It's being repeated so much on television, all of a sudden it's got weight, right? It takes up space. It's real. They're talking about it on the news. It must be real. They're talking about the news. The sentiment must be true. I saw it on the networks. Everybody. It's like, yeah, so what? They've got no credibility. And the worst part is, why do they not have credibility? It isn't because no one believes them in the first place. No, it's because they keep getting duped after the fact. Everything that everyone was upset about turns out to be bogus. It just does. It turns out to be fake, phony, and bogus. Can I give you an example? Let's give you an example. I told you, don't let this stupidity of the signal gate get you caught up. Do you remember that? Signal, signal, signal. He spread classified information. He spread. IG report says nope, nothing. Nope. No classified information was shared. Nothing. What happened to the Signal Gate? I thought we were still on that. I thought he should be kicked out. Pete Hegseth. I thought he should resign. Nothing. Barely a blip. But now they think they got him dead to rights with the Coke boat. Oh, yeah. He definitely ordered those people killed. Yeah, it's murder. It's murder, they told him. Leon Panetta, like the guy who was in charge under the Obama administration, who was like blowing up anybody and everybody. What was that, 16-year-old boy riding a bike? Yeah, kill him. Barack Obama. And again, Barack Obama was doing that. Pray tell. Let me tell you, Barack Obama was doing that. Bombing all of those Arab countries. All of those members of what he called terrorist cells, because he was trying to get as far away he could from the allegation that he was going to take the religion of his father, which he wrote in his book. When the chips were down, right? When all of the wind died down, he would accept the religion of his father. Yeah, his words, not mine. But he needed so badly to get away from that and that criticism. He was like, bomb them all. I'm really good at this killing stuff. No one batted an eye. Did it without Congress. Killed Americans. Didn't care. What happened to Benghazi, ladies and gentlemen? I remember Lynn Tolliver, famous radio host, said to me, but people make mistakes, Reese, don't they? That's what his attitude was on Benghazi. Yeah. When we were trying to hold the Secretary of State, what was that secretary's name? That's Hillary Clinton. That's it. I almost forgot. What was everybody else's attitude about that? Huh? People make mistakes. How did Hillary respond? What difference at this point does it make? Yeah, leaving those people to die. How about lying to folks, telling everybody it was an anti-Muslim video? There was a reason why. I didn't hear if anybody getting court-martialed or thrown out of their job. It's the first diplomat killed in 28 years. And nobody thought that she should pay the price. It was overblown. We killed a couple of people in a Coke boat. People cared more about cocaine runners than they did about a diplomat killed in Benghazi. Or the service members who had to fight to save their own lives for 13 hours without any help. There was no call for the Secretary of State to be ousted or to quit. No. You bozos ran her for president in 2016 and acted like it never happened. Didn't you? And now you're coming up here telling me because of cocaine smugglers, calamity. You guys are collectively pulling each other's hair out. After you're done pulling out your own hair, you grab other Democrats and say, no, let me pull your hair too. Set the world on fire. The sky is falling. How embarrassing. How are you not ashamed of yourselves? How do you wake up in the morning and not go, yeah, Reese is going to make fun of me today. You damn right I am. But I'm not done. Oh, I'm going to make a lot of fun of you today. Yeah, that's right. You stick around. Don't go nowhere. Don't you dare. Don't you dare go nowhere. You sit right there. You take what's coming to you. I've got sound bites to boot. Oh, and it's glorious, as I like to say. Plus, we'll take your phone call, so stand by for that. All right? Yeah, I wish it. You know what I would like? I would like you guys to do like Donald does. Donald, my resident Jamaican leftist. When I catch him dead to rights, you know what he does? I tell him, stop arguing. Just apologize. And he writes me back. He goes, I'm sorry. Can I tell you his latest one? The latest one he apologized for? He sent me a clip from 1998 allegedly from People magazine that said that Donald Trump said if he ran for president, he would run as a Republican because those people are stupid and watch Fox News all day. A People magazine article from 1998. What he didn't know was that Fox News began in 1996, November to be exact. Fox News had absolutely no footing as a Republican powerhouse in 1998. Barely anyone could get the network. So Donald Trump couldn't be talking about Republicans watching Fox News all day in 1998 in the People magazine article. But he didn't even bother to fact check it. He just sent it. And at the end, he was saying, I'm sorry. Let's see if you'll do the same thing. 860-522-WTIC. I'll be waiting, but I won't be holding my breath. We'll be back.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I can't believe Jim Himes is still talking nonsense. It's like, well, I just saw in a video. Let me see if I can actually play it for you to hear it. He's a lunatic.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have two individuals in clear distress without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who were killed by the United States.
Yes, that's how it's done, Jim. That's how it's done. Two people in distress who were struggling. You know, it's the part that, you know what, I'm going to wait. I got to save it. I'm going to get that audio clip, and then the next hour I'm going to play you the most daunting part about all that. You may have missed it. And to watch Stephen Miller laugh at you folks is absolutely, it's the creme de la creme. It is absolutely brilliant. I can't stop. Let's go to Dave in Branford real quick. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing, Reese? This is kind of a tail end to when we had Ben Proto on last week.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, apparently a lot of internet action that we can't see. I want to say one of the things I'm not satisfied with, what they call the constitutional offices coming up like 10 months from now for the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
The statewide offices. Barking Chihuahua Tong for Attorney General. Stephanie Thomas for Secretary of State. The other one is Eric Russell for Treasurer, and Scanlon is the Comptroller. The four constitutional offices.
Yeah.
You haven't heard any names at all on the Republican side of the aisle.
None.
People that we can talk about, think about, press their visibility in the 10 months before the primary. That is where there is a big fail in the Republican Party. There are so many things. Tong has got many defects that get talked about on your show. Stephanie Thomas has done absolutely zero to stop the problem. In
Stephanie
Bridgeport.
Thomas has got other problems that, again, people should be talking about. I've got some details on that young lady that people are going to be stunned by very soon.
One of the things Sean Wooden, the previous treasurer, did, you watch. Coming out of the spring, there'll be commercials promoting Chet. That's the educational thing that the state runs.
Yeah.
There were pictures of Sean Wooden and two actor children in the back seat of a van promoting and all it was getting his face, at taxpayer expense.
Yeah.
So he could be known on TV. And I thought, this is not right. This is using my money to get him FaceTime on TV. And that's when you'll notice that Eric Russell will start promoting his face, and he's done things like not buy the stock of gun makers or fossil fuel stocks, or even the insurance or banks that loan money to them. This is not right. This is very DEI. It needs to be discussed. We need some names out there. You need to talk about some potential
Indeed.
names.
Indeed. Whoever it is, and I will tell you this, I will focus on that definitely in due course. But, guy, what were you going to finish with?
I'll finish on this. The ones that ran the last time, I voted for them all. I can't remember a single name of one of them. They were that unknown.
Yeah.
I'm kind of into it, and I can't remember their names at all.
Yeah.
They leave no footprints when they walk by. We got to do better.
Yeah, indeed. Agreed, sir. Thank you, man.
Thanks for letting me on.
You
Bye.
got it always. I like Dave's call. We got to take a break. We're going to get our first check of weather and traffic. Of course, it's colder out there, so we advise you to be careful. I don't need to tell you that. It's almost like telling you, do not attempt. Just be safe out there, okay? It's cold and it's slippery and it's still some ice out there. So be careful, but we'll get weather and traffic to get you home. Also, when we return, the Coke Boat series. We'll break all of that down and why that's crazy. Plus, we've got two great updates coming up with Between Rounds and with the Salvation Army. We'll give you both of those when we get back. All right, let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, for 91 southbound right now, look for delays from exit 36 down to 32 IMB, and then more heavy traffic 28 in Hartford down to between exit 25N and 24. We have a crash on the Rocky Hill Weather Shield line. That's taking out the left lane, so you want to stay to the right there. If you're traveling northbound 91, look out for an accident between exit 21 and 22. It's on the right shoulder. Delays are back to 20 Country Club Road. Behind that, all rubbernecking. Westbound 84 is tied up 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, you've got slow traffic. 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. 2 westbound delays, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. Heading into Middletown 9 northbound, you've got slow traffic Harper Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are westbound 84 in Waterbury, a little slow by exit 25 again by the Mixmaster. And southbound 9, we've got an accident on the ramp. That's the 1A ramp that takes you to 95 North in Old Saybrook. So that ramp shut down until further notice. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a good deal of cloud cover. We will see the sky clear during the overnight. The low temperature very cold, down to 5 above the record. 3 above back in 1976 for tomorrow morning. Partly sunny, very cold during the day. Tomorrow, the high 27. Lots of cloud cover tomorrow night, down to 21. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, not as cold, the high 39. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have partly cloudy skies, temperature of 36 degrees, and as you heard in the forecast, that's going to be coming down significantly tonight. In fact, the state has activated the severe cold weather protocol for the first time this season. Governor Lamont says with the temps expected to fall into the single digits tonight in some spots, the protocol is in effect, has been since noon. That means state agencies will coordinate their resources to get services to the most vulnerable. Protocol runs through noon on Tuesday. An inmate at McDougall Walker Correctional is dead in an apparent suicide. Correction officials say 27-year-old Jason Bellamy was found in his cell this morning with a bedsheet tied around his neck. He'd been doing 20 years for sexual assault. Correction officials say Bellamy is the same inmate accused of attacking a female correction officer at Osborne on Monday. Among those who attended a private briefing with military officials who oversaw a strike on a suspected drug boat in September, 4th District Congressman Jim Himes, he's the ranking Democrat on the Intelligence Committee. That vessel was hit a second time after the initial strike, killing 2 survivors.
The Admiral confirmed that there had not been a kill them all order, and that there was not an order to grant no quarter.
Himes referencing Admiral Frank Bradley there says the second strike wasn't needed because the suspects were just about incapacitated after being hit the first time. There is a step forward in an effort to protect domestic violence victims. Use of the Lethality Assessment Program, or LAP, is now mandatory for police statewide. It starts with a series of questions to assess the level of danger a victim is in. Megan Scanlon of the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence says a victim in high danger gets assistance right away.
Immediately on scene, the victim should get connected to services and safety planning at the minimum, and then there'll be follow-up for more in-depth services after they get the safety planning in place.
Now, Connecticut police have conducted more than 100,000 lap screens, with more than half coming as high danger. There's more info at ctlap.org and the Safe Connect hotline at 888-774-2900. Suspects in the placement of pipe bombs outside Republican and Democratic headquarters in D.C. the day before the Capitol riot is in custody. FBI Director Kash Patel.
On a case of massive public importance, as it should be, an individual who is now alleged to have placed multiple explosive devices to blow up multiple people and multiple officials, innocent civilians, is now arrested.
Brian Cole Jr. in custody. Law enforcement officials worked for nearly 5 years on the case before today's developments. President Trump will be taking his economic message on the road next week, going to the Scranton, PA area, as polls suggest most Americans want him to do more to increase affordability.
Americans believe the president isn't focused heavily enough on inflation and the cost of everyday goods and affordability, and the president has pushed back against that, saying that his administration is heavily focused on affordability, even rolling back some of his tariffs.
And on Wall Street before the close, the Dow was up. The Dow was down, that is 31. The Nasdaq was up 51. S&P up 7 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm attorney Haley Allaire from Allaire Elder Law. When it comes to your money in Medicaid, I often hear clients say, I don't want the state to take all my money. As a point of fact, the state does not take your money. They simply require you to pay for your care until you qualify for them to pay for your care. This is called spending down. Rest assured, however, that there are ways to protect your hard-earned assets for your spouse and family if you follow their rules. Many people do not want Medicaid because they don't want to be told what to do with their assets. Or they don't understand you can get up to about 9 hours of home care or a live-in. That's understandable, but think of it this way. If you want government money to pay for your care, either at home or in a nursing home, why should the state pay for you if you have the means to pay for yourself? How does that make Connecticut taxpayers feel? And yet, there are allowed steps you can take to protect your money and qualify for Medicaid. At Allaire Elder Law, we can help you protect your assets and navigate Medicaid. Allaire Elder Law, compassionate counsel and proven results. Please visit allaireelderlaw.com. That's ALLAIRE.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's do what we do.
Bagel Deli and Bakery. Between rounds.
Congratulations, Kelly B. in Manchester. Ironically, one of the locations of Between Rounds. That's right. She is the winner of a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor, Vernon, and the aforementioned Manchester. If you'd like to win, you got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on TheRadio.com. Fill out your name, your date of birth, and your telephone number, along with the other information. Make sure you fill it out. You can enter as many times as you like. You can only live in the state of Connecticut, and you cannot have won 6 months from today. All right? So enter and enter often. All right? And you could possibly win. Speaking of Between Rounds, we do think we have an in-store date. Yes! That's right. Yours truly will be at one of, we'll figure out which one it is, because we haven't figured it out yet, at one of the Between Round locations. We will be recording there live. So if you want to come in and maybe perhaps get a Becca, right? There's a bacon, egg, and cheese on chipotle, mayo, and avocado sandwich. 50 cents of that goes to the Connecticut Food Share program. So you can come by, maybe grab some food, come hang out with me, sit around. You could be my studio audience. That would be cool. We'd have fun with you there. And someone, Jason, actually was writing in the chat room. He says, Reese, you should do more get-together stuff on the weekends. A lot of us have to work and can't be at things during the week, during the afternoon. You're right, Jason. You are 100% right, and I do have to consider those folks. Jason is like a lot of folks who often say that to me. So, Jason, if you have some ideas or any of you have some ideas, contact me at reeseontheradio.com and let me know what you might think. I would love, to be honest with you, I do a lot of nothing on Saturdays because I don't really have a life. You know, I'm not like Roland. I don't have bowling, you know. He even tried to get me to gamble. Like online, like what was it? What was the thing? FanDuel, whatever. FanDuel, yeah. I didn't know how to do it. I still don't, and I'm still getting alerts that I have free money to spend, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna sit there. So I don't do a lot of stuff on Saturdays. I'd love to. If someone had an idea or somebody had a location for Reese to come hang out, maybe shoot the breeze with a couple of folks, let me know. No, there's a lot of things that are like Diddy parties. I've just never been invited. We'll take another break. Let's get some weather and traffic with Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. It's cold out there already, Mark,
yeah,
huh?
Baby, it's cold outside. So you haven't been to a freak off yet?
No, and I'm never going to a freak off. That kind of stuff, I'm very, very particular around like germs or germy things. Right. I don't like
baby oil doesn't kill germs, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. You know my favorite? Can I tell you real quick my favorite part of that story? Favorite part of my story was when the baby oil was found out that he had bushels and bushels of it.
Yeah.
His lawyer said, or P. Diddy or one of those people said that he purchased a lot of the baby oil from Costco. And
they
Costco,
don't sell it.
Yeah, no, Costco released the statement. And
they don't sell it.
Yes.
He didn't get it here. We don't sell it.
Costco was like, do not put us in your business, Diddy. We want no parts.
So if you're going to have a freak off, don't go to Costco.
Don't go to Costco.
You're not going to have what you need.
They can't help you.
Exactly. Exactly. See, Reese, you are a public servant. You save people time.
And I'm trying.
Running around wasting gas and time. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 35 down to 32 A&B. More slow traffic from exit 27 down to between 25 N and 24. We have an accident sitting there in the left lane. That's right on the Weathersfield Rocky Hill line. Also an accident at 91 northbound between exit 21 and 22 in Cromwell. Right shoulder delays are approaching 21 behind that. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 84, look for delays from exit 56 Governor Street out to 46 Sisson Avenue. 84 eastbound, you got slow traffic, 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley Bridge. 291 eastbound's a little slow as you move from I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound slowing by exit 4 in Glastonbury, and again from 1D up to the 84 west merge. 9 northbound slows Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling into Waterbury, 84 eastbound slowing by 18, 84 westbound slowing 26 to 25, and again by the Mixmaster. And southbound Parkway delays 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've had a couple of snow showers near Vernon, and on the radar right now, a couple of snow showers will move across the northern suburbs of Hartford. We will see these snow showers wind down here for the rest of the day, about 6 o'clock or so. Temperatures falling through the 30s. Breezy this evening, otherwise clear, very cold. The temperature 5 above, the record low 3 above back in 1976, so we're dangerously close to that. Partly sunny, very cold, the high 27 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, mainly cloudy down to 21 degrees, and Saturday, mostly cloudy, a smidgen on the warmer side, the high temperature 39. Right now, it's 37 in Willimantic, 39 in Cheshire, and 37 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Pressure doesn't crush champions, it creates them. On the court, UConn's AZ Fudd, Caroline Ducharme, Morgan Shelley, and Sarah Williams rise to the moment with skill, preparation, and teamwork. At BPS Lawyers, we meet pressure the same way, with confidence, discipline, and results.
Champions win together, on the court and in the courtroom.
One full-service firm, all your legal needs, always. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra for Winter Dreams, December 12th through the 14th. Experience the enchanting sounds of Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 1, Winter Dreams, led by music director Carolyn Kwan. Be inspired by 7-time Grammy nominee and violinist Curtis Stewart as he reimagines Vivaldi's 4 seasons in his groundbreaking work, Seasons of Change. This powerful pairing blends tradition with innovation. Don't miss this captivating concert. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, so as promised, before we get to the phone calls, and by the way, if you do want to call, pick up the phone, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Jim Himes, this is I guess, him after he was briefed on the September 2nd Coke boat attack. Here's him talking to the news media about what he witnessed.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have...
Really? The most troubling thing you've seen in public service? How about June 27th, 2024? You guys might remember it as Joe Biden's last debate. That was troubling. How about you want to know what the most troubling thing I've ever saw? How about your defense of said Joe Biden's performance?
Two individuals in clear distress, without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who were killed by the United States. Any American who sees the video that I saw will see the United States military attacking shipwrecked sailors. Bad guys, but attacking shipwrecked sailors. Now,
you heard him, right? He said that's the video that he saw, that they attacked shipwrecked sailors. Now, again, I get how you can watch MSNBC or ABC News, the people that you think, they're straight down the middle, they're telling the truth. Why would those people lie to me? With all of that, I have to play this, unfortunately. Remember everything you've heard. Pete Hegseth was the person who said, kill them all. Well, what are you still doing that? No, murder everybody. ABC News' Martha Raddatz said this.
Tonight, new information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs. Because of that, it was determined they were still in the fight and valid targets. A JAG officer was also giving legal advice. So again, David, that video will be key, and Admiral Bradley will be on the Hill tomorrow behind closed doors.
So, that was reported last night on World News Tonight. Well, everybody's screaming, oh. Now, imagine that video comes out and you got to play it on Fox News while you're doing an interview with Stephen Miller. You know, one of the most hated guys on television or in Washington outside of Donald Trump. And imagine this happens.
This backs up the entire second strike.
Yes, I mean, it just doesn't get more crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore using lethal means.
They're laughing at you. Stephen Miller, you've given him another opportunity to laugh at you. I mean, that's it. That sums up the whole thing. Is that they look at you and they howl in laughter. Because you don't know what you're doing. You literally get led by your nose. Here, believe this. We know what we're talking about. And every day, and this is the part, folks. This is the part that you should all recognize. Listen very closely. The Washington Post writes an article that says it was a kill order. That they were shipwrecked, and then Pete Hegseth said, shoot them again. Make sure. I want them all dead. And then the New York Times comes out and says, no, that's not true. This happened, and this happened. And then another place decides to do a little more research, like ABC News, and they go, well, they tell us that the guys were actually trying to salvage the cocaine, and that was the objective, is to destroy all of the cocaine. And they were salvaging it and trying to reach another boat where they can get the cocaine, at least a little that they had left, and get that on another cargo ship and get it on its way. So the order is, finish the job. You don't need anybody to tell you that. That is the job. So you get more and more. And then they've been trying to tell you that from the beginning. You wouldn't listen to them. And guess what? First report, second report, third report. What are you going to do, wait for a fourth report? You didn't even wait for the first ink to go dry. You were already believing everything that everyone told you. And while some people were telling you, pump your brakes, chill, you don't know what you're talking about. We've seen this before. But no, you wait until you get laughed at. And instead of just calling and going, yeah, man, damn, I got duped again. You won't. You'll go right back to being duped. Oh, just talk about next time. And you sound like Dudley, what's his name? Dick Dastardly. You haven't seen the last of me. That's what you people are like. That's what you're like. It's like you get duped again and again and again. Foiled again. I'll be back. And this time I'll have reinforcements. And you look ridiculous again and again. And as I told you yesterday, it is the best thing in the world to watch you literally twist yourselves up, dance, if you will, in front of me. It is fun to watch. And you're never, and I just go back to you later on. I was like, hey, Dum Dum says what? And you get mad and you get livid. And why are you mad at me? Why? It isn't because I'm right. It's because you're wrong and you let yourself fall for it again. And here they are laughing at you. Come on, let's play it again. Let's play it again.
This backs up the entire second strike.
Yes, I mean, it just doesn't get more crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore using lethal means.
And let me tell you this. This is another thing. I got to play this for you as well. Her name is Batya, is that her name? Batya Ungar Sargon. And she pointed out something yesterday, I think it was. Maybe it was a week ago. Probably a week ago. She was talking about, it was this week. I apologize. The Somali fraud issue. And CNN was losing it over Donald Trump saying that the Somalis don't deserve to be here. Talking about how these people do nothing but complain and then steal our money. And then CNN and MS Now and all the other networks, they put all of their cameras on Donald Trump and what he says. This is what Batya Ungar Sargon said. And it is brilliant because it is accurate and it is why you constantly keep making fools of yourselves.
That we all agree that the fraud story in Minnesota is bad, and yet the topic we're discussing is not the fraud scandal. It's Donald Trump talking about
or the governor who swept it under the rug.
This is why he won in 2016, and it's why he won in 2024, because instead of talking about the outrageous situation in which immigrants who were given the greatest privilege on earth, American citizenship, turned around and stole from the American people, we're talking about how Donald Trump talks about that is his superpower.
Now, I want you to hear that. I know that a lot of that was confusing to hear, but that is the reason why that jumbled up people shouting over each other clip is so significant. Is that what Sagar is trying to say to these folks is that you don't see because you're blinded by rage. He is going to use your, inability to see the problem as something to bury you with. And while she is trying to explain to them what their problem is, they're shouting over her about why it is significant and important to talk about Donald Trump, talking about the Somalis, not the fraud they committed. They are fighting her on what she is trying to reveal to them. It's because you are focusing on Donald Trump's words and not on the fraud, not on the crime that was done. Same thing with the Coke boat. Don't focus on the fact that Coke was coming into the country. Focus on the administration's reaction to it. Make it about that, not about the crime. Right? It would be like blaming Macy's for people running in and doing, smash and grabs. And saying, if Macy's would have probably locked their doors at 8:59 instead of 9:02. And not focusing on the crime. That's what these folks do because they think that's the story. And so did you. You heard the whole deal. Coke boat blown up, and the media told you, look at what they did. Not the fact that, hey, Donald Trump is stopping drugs from coming into the country. Not even making that, contextualizing it in some way that at least added that to the conversation. Right? Talk about the scourge. Talk about how horrible it is for some of the folks who are addicted to or affected by drugs coming into the country. Just a little bit of nuance about it. You can have your issues with what Donald Trump did. Fine, if you want to make that part of the story. Many critics say that Donald Trump's response to these drugs coming into the country is controversial. But we cannot ignore the fact that in our country, drugs have absolutely destroyed lives. No, it is always Donald Trump's reaction to the far worse thing. Now, I'll go back. Let me go back and give you a perfect example of this, because I was talking to Roland about this. This young man, Jason Bellamy, the one who committed suicide allegedly inside the correctional facility. Here's a guy who was serving 20 years after sexually assaulting 2 women while he was on the run from the police. He gets caught. He does 20 years. And then inside a jail cell, he assaults another woman, a corrections officer in there, and then ends up committing suicide. There may be a story that suggests, according to the reports that I'm getting, and I'm getting more as the day unfolds, that he may have been tuned up and somebody may have acted in a sort of as retribution. There may not have been a suicide per se. That may be a cover-up, but who knows? But you got to ask yourself a question. What's the bigger story here? Now, isn't it true that there are some people who will not have any sympathy for Mr. Bellamy? There are some people who would say, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that guy's a freaking animal. There are some people who might look at his death and go, next. And no one listening to this show, or nobody I know, would bat an eye. They would go, yep, you know what? You got a point. Wouldn't they? But if somebody came out, let's say one of these civil rights organizations, and wanted to make it all about the suspicious way, what would you be saying? You were like, I think you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. Well, case in point, Coke boat. Trying to humanize it. And the part of it that makes me laugh about all of this is the humanizing of the Coke dealer, of the cartel member, but the dehumanization of, say, Pete Hegseth, who's really guilty of one thing, trying to protect the American people from drugs coming into that. That's his crime. If we could justify maybe a couple of corrections officers, if they did, tuning up a guy who assaulted one of their own who was already in there for assaulting women. This guy was a freaking menace by all accounts. Now, if we could hold that kind of ideal in one breath, I think that we can see the same thing when it comes to Coke boats, or maybe not. But again, I do believe that the reason why you're having that issue is because who the subject is, right? You're just absolutely programmed to hate Donald Trump and hate Pete Hegseth, that even if they were to commit such an act, you can't see past or can't even be reasonable in your ire and say, yeah, I don't really like the way that they're doing it, but you know what? Those people who are bringing those drugs are really, really doing a lot more damage than what Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump did. I don't know. Maybe. I'm looking at this probably maybe more rational than a lot of people. Maybe I'm asking too much of folks. Who knows? Anyway, we'll come back. Stick around. Everybody who's on the phone, stay on the phones. I promise. I'll pick you up. Plus, I want to talk to you about boxes to boots. You may have heard about them on Brian's show and the issue that's happening with the Postal Service. We'll get to that as well. Stand by. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much, and good afternoon to you. If you are traveling on the southbound side of 91, delays 35 down to 32 IMB. Again, 27 down to exit 28. More slow traffic as you move between 23 and 22 in Cromwell, and the Route 9 interchange. Northbound 91 is a little slow, 20 to 21 as you move Middletown into Cromwell. After that, you've got a good ride up into Windsor. If you're traveling in the westbound side of 84, delays 56 Governor Street out to exit 45 Flatbush, 84 eastbound tied up a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing in Glastonbury by exit 4. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 2 eastbound slowing off of I-84 out to exit 3 in East Hartford. Route 3 southbound heavy from Glastonbury. Route 2 over the Putnam Bridge down to the 91 South ramps. Northbound on 9, you're slowing Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. And if you are traveling on the southbound side of Route 9 in Old Saybrook, the ramp to 95 North, that's the exit 1A ramp. That is shut down because of a crash there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a good deal of cloud cover. We will see the sky clear during the overnight. The low temperature very cold, down to 5 above the record. 3 above back in 1976 for tomorrow morning. Partly sunny, very cold during the day. Tomorrow, the high 27. Lots of cloud cover tomorrow night, down to 21. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, not as cold, the high 39. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Mystic, Hamden, Putnam. When you want local news, turn to WTIC News Talk 1080, reporting on the local stories that affect you. From Manchester to Mystic, Hartford to Hamden, and Putnam to Plymouth, one radio station has your local news and breaking news as it happens. WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen on your radio, smart speaker, and on your phone with the free Odyssey app. And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The state's severe cold weather protocol is in effect. Governor Lamont today said with temperatures expected to fall into the single digits and remain pretty cold through the early part of next week. The protocol is in effect until noon on Tuesday. I mean, state agencies will begin coordinating their resources to get services to the most vulnerable. Suspect in custody in connection with the placement of pipe bombs outside Republican and Democratic headquarters in D.C. the day before the riot at the Capitol. Brian Cole Jr. of Virginia was picked up. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel praised investigators and prosecutors for their work in cracking that nearly 5-year-old case. A 27-year-old inmate at a Connecticut prison was found dead in his cell today. Jason Bellamy of East Hartford. He'd been serving 20 years for sexual assault. He was found with a bedsheet around his neck at McDougal Walker earlier today. Earlier this week on Monday, the Department of Corrections said that Bellamy had attacked a female prison guard at the Osborne Institute. Waterbury police charging a woman in connection with a shooting last month. They say 39-year-old Jessica Towles faces charges of assault. The charges stemming from a November 29th incident in which a man was shot in the wee hours on Grand Street. Navy Admiral told lawmakers there was no kill them all order from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in the boat attack in the Caribbean. But the video of survivors being killed has alarmed lawmakers. That disclosure today coming as Congress scrutinizes an attack on an alleged drug boat in international waters near Venezuela. Wall Street, the Dow finished down 31 points today. The NASDAQ picked up 51 and the S&P was up 7 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship has come back to life. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't affect just you. It also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted. They may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we've successfully treated tens of thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates well over 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, as I said before, we do have a confirmation date for Between Rounds. We're doing an in-store next month. I'll have the details. I just don't know which one we're doing it yet. Yep. One of the 3 locations. Yeah, it's got to be one of the 3 locations. So it'll be in Manchester, Vernon, or South Windsor. I have a strong and sneaking suspicion it's South Windsor. I just do. I have a strange feeling. Have I seen all? Yeah, I've seen all 3 locations. I have. So, and I just, in my view, I think like that would be, for me, it works a little better. I like that location. Not that I don't like the others, but I like the layout of that one. The Vernon location is kind of cool, too. So the layout's different, but, now I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know. Oh, other than that, I had some other news that I wanted to announce to now. So yesterday's show, I went to the Marshall House in Hartford. Met with Netzi Jimenez and Cassandra, her assistant, and who was the major who will be on the program, Major Donald Spencer, who will be on the program sometime when we get to Avon Old Farms. I know he's scheduled to be on Brian's show and then on my show, I think, later on that day. Anyway, so went down there to go meet Major Spencer, met Netzi and met her assistant. They took me through a tour. And as I said yesterday, we went to their break room for the attendants there and the TV room for the residents there. And both of those TVs were demonstrably small. They were like a TV you put in your 10-year-old's bedroom. Right? I should know because I put one in a 10-year-old's bedroom, one of my kids, and it was, for them, it was even too small. My kids are spoiled, but what do you expect? Anyway, so I said, you know what? I'm going to put the word out and see if I could get you guys a bigger TV. Well, I did. And yesterday, Mike in New Haven stepped up, didn't take 30 minutes, I think, and got both of those TVs. Went right out, purchased them. He was out there purchasing them within an hour, and we got a delivery date of Tuesday next week. And I'm going to go down there because I'm going to see them when they get delivered. I'm going to see them up there. So I will take pictures and everything. We'll take the pictures and, for everybody and see if we could post them online for you to see them yourself as well. So Mike in New Haven, he didn't want any credit, but I told him there was no way I was going to let him out. He was going to get out of it. I didn't give you last name, Mike, so at least, they have to search every Mike in New Haven. Now, every time you see a guy in New Haven named Mike, you'll be like, hey, did you donate the TVs? That guy will go, yes, I did. So we're really grateful. I texted Netzi. She said, yes, she did get information on it, and they are very, very happy. They're very, very grateful. And it's nice to be able to do that for someone. So I'm glad I got to facilitate it, I guess, to get it to happen. So Merry Christmas, folks. I really appreciate you. Anyway, I don't know what I will do next. We'll try to figure something out. And I don't know. We're going to Avon Old Farms tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll come up with something. All right, let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he is in your BPS Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford southbound 91, look for delays 34 down to 32 A&B. Another bump down by exit 27 and 28. Slowing again from exit 24, sluggish down to 22 on the Route 9 interchange. If you are traveling into Meriden, a little tight, 19 down to 17. Westbound 84 slowing 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound slows 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley Bridge. If you are traveling to westbound, some slow traffic by exit 4 in Glastonbury. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge. Route 2 eastbound off of I-84 in East Hartford slowing out to exit 3. 291 eastbound's a little tight from I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 9 northbound into Middletown slowing up by the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling southbound, Route 9 delays from 35 in New Britain down to exit 32 in Berlin. Could be an accident there. Westbound 84, you've got delays from the 691 interchange up to exit 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing by 18. And if you are traveling down into Old Saybrook, Route 9 southbound, the ramp that takes you to 95 north, that's 1A. That off-ramp is shut down because of a crash there. And in Suffield, Route 159 shut down between Kings Court and Juniper Lane because of a crash reported there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services for safe delivery. Don't miss 60% off custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, that was easy.
WTIC weather.
We'll have a couple of flurries move through over the next 2 hours, and then the sky will turn mostly cloudy and then clear later tonight. You'll be able to see the supermoon. It will be the coldest night of the season so far, down to 5 above. The record low, by the way, 3 above back in 1976. Partly sunny tomorrow, the high 27. Tomorrow night down to 21 degrees with a cloudy sky. Mostly cloudy on Saturday, the high temperature 39. Up to 40 degrees with a mostly cloudy sky on Sunday. A little bit breezy on Monday, but mostly sunny, very cold. The high temperature 26 degrees as the next surge of Arctic air comes back into the picture. Speaking of being colder, it's 37 degrees in Newington, 37 in Meriden, and 36 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
You'll get more than you expect with McValue at McDonald's. So when you've spent too much on a night out, get deals on the after party. When you've got date night, get deals on favorites that'll make you their favorite. And when you've got family for the weekend, we've got breakfast.
It only takes $5 to fire up the flavor with the hot and spicy McChicken in the $5 meal deal. Or $6 to savor a McDouble in the $6 meal deal. Price and participation may vary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume by New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair aisle at your local CVS.
For the best quality, excellent value, and top-notch service, shop Highland Park Market. And be sure to visit HighlandParkMarket.com to sign up to receive great weekly deals. Check out daily lunch specials, catering, and online shopping. Nobody does it better for you and for the community than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market. Only in Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at HighlandParkMarket.com. Shop local, shop Highland Park Market.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Cyber Monday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Cyber Monday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
Stand by for Negro nonsense, but let's get to the phones. Jerry is in Stratford. Hello, Jerry.
Hey, Reese, we were talking recently, and then it was following a conversation you had with Leroy the same day.
Yes,
about corruption in the government. And that's why I'm calling this indictment of a person named Brian Cole as the D.C. pipe bomber.
Yes.
What I'm calling about is about 2-3 years after the incident, there was a security video footage released across the street from the DNC headquarters, and they showed the police and maybe some federal law enforcement agency as well sitting next to the bomb very calmly in their vehicles, and they even allowed pedestrians, families walking back and forth with children to walk adjacent to where this quote-unquote deadly pipe bomb was sitting before it's been taken care of. And it screamed to the high heavens, they know it's a dud, or they know it's a fake. It's of no risk to them. And this kind of joins that footage that I think Tucker Carlson got a hold of years ago, where a January 6th rioter is led down a hallway,
correct,
and then he's uncuffed by two federal agents. They fist bump the guy, and then he walks away. And of course, it screams they're all on the same team.
Correct.
And so I hope somebody pulls up that video of the cops sitting near, after the pipe bomb was discovered, them sitting casually near it without any apprehension, and even letting pedestrians walk very close to that proximity. It wasn't like taped off or and it really makes it sound like this was something that was done as a ruse to frighten somebody or to add to the atmosphere of the day. But
can I add a little bit of oomph onto what you're saying? Do you remember the Clay Higgins questioning of then FBI Director Christopher Wray? Do you remember that?
A couple of times. He's the sheriff from Louisiana.
Did you have confidential human source?
Yes, that's exactly him. Right, exactly. Here's him questioning Christopher Wray about at least the piece that you're talking about certain individuals that we revealed in like 16,000 hours of tape inside the Capitol building. This is what Christopher Wray was questioned by Clay Higgins.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's
time
has expired. You should not read anything into my decision not to share information. Director Wray,
confidential
gentleman's time.
Now, the interesting part about that is that Clay Higgins went to him again, asking him the same question a year later. It went like this.
Regarding the FBI's involvement on January 6th and prior, I'm happy to jog your memory to quote, according to the record, I ask you, did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol on January 6th prior to the doors being opened? You responded, I quote, again, I have to be very careful of what I say. To which I said, it should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol on January 6th. A year has passed. We sit here again a year later, we the people, still do not have a definitive answer from you or anyone else in the Biden administration regarding the FBI presence and participation in the months leading up to the November election and in the weeks and days prior to January 6th.
And, of course, what we learned after the fact, in fact, just this year, you know it, I do, was that what Christopher Wray revealed shortly after that was some 20-something people who were in the crowds outside, only to find out later on that that number skyrocketed to over 250. Do you remember?
Well, I remember that interview with that congressman. I don't recall the follow-up interview, but yeah, it's everything about this stinks to the high heavens.
Oh yeah.
But let me put it this way: if 500,000 people show up in Washington D.C. to protest and rally for election integrity, and a tiny percentage, 1,000 go into the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a mostly peaceful protest?
Listen to me. By every measurement set by the folks at MSNBC and CNN, you are 100% right. Mostly peaceful. Couldn't be scripted better than what you just stated.
Well, there you go. So I just I think there's this is what the problem that a lot of people are having with the Trump administration is it seems like there was another case where the Thomas Crooks. Oh well, he acted alone. Well, he may have acted alone, but who was he with in the shooting range that was frequented by federal employees?
Indeed.
Where's that videotape in its entirety? Or when AOC said that people attacked her personally in her office, and a nearby congressman said, no one came up, but we're in a separate building.
Yeah, she was nowhere near the building.
So that was like a Me Too moment for her. Say, oh yeah, I was a victim too.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm just like Ashley Babbitt. So the corruption runs so deep, and the old adage, how can you tell if a politician is lying? The answer is lip syncing. It's really true.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Thank you, sir.
Don't accept half answers.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jerry. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. You got it. Ralph, South Carolina. What's going on, big guy?
Reese, I got a message for your friend Hines. I was an EMT for 11 years, Reese. I saw the bodies with the needles sticking out of their arms. I saw the 6-year-olds who got into his mother's stash, and thank God we got Narcan into him before he died. So you tell that idiot, okay, so you've been there and seen what these drugs are doing to the American people, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, Jim Himes once said, listen to me, let me tell you what Jim Himes wants, man. He wants his constituents high on drugs. He wants them there. He wants every one of those lowly people in his communities, the ones that he's supposed to represent, he wants every bit of those drugs flowing through his neighborhood. That's what he wants, because he doesn't give two damns about them. He protects he defends the indefensible. And the fact that he will not fight and join the president in keeping those drugs out of his community only means one thing, and it can only mean one thing, and that's because Jim Himes is legitimately a person who wants his communities drugged up. He wants them there.
He doesn't care about dead Americans. Apparently, he cares more about dead drug terrorists, drug dealers, than he cares about American people. And this is the problem you have with the Democratic Party and people like Hines. And, I mean, how can anybody – and you got to be serious. Look what Americans are doing today. How many people voted for that idiot in Tennessee who says she hates Nashville?
Wasn't that crazy? She won the city. She won the actual city.
By 70%.
Yeah. Like she told exactly. She told Nashville, "I hate everything you represent," and those folks said, "Okay, I'll vote for you then."
So this goes to show you that, and this is what I think, in my opinion, these are not Americans; these are Democrats. To me, there's a big difference, Reese, in being an American who loves your country and being an American who's titled to your party. Your party is God, and your country is not. Well, I'm the kind of person, and I hope there's a lot of people like me, my country comes first, not my party.
Yeah, I hear you, boss.
What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and there's a huge difference. It's about time we started saying, hey, okay, especially for Democrats saying, hey, we have to do the right thing, not the political thing.
Agreed. Thank you, boss. Have a good one. Yeah, that was this whole pipe bomb thing. I don't know what we're going to learn. I know a lot of people are talking about it online, the fact that there was an arrest. There are rumors and innuendo, people who are saying anarchist. I think another report says that he was a bail bondsman who lived with his parents. Interesting. I actually knew a bail bondsman who lived with his mom. I did. I really did. Somebody I used to consider a very good friend of mine. So we haven't gotten to the bottom of that yet. We're still sort of combing through that as more and more details come out about that. There was there something we were supposed to get into in this break? We may have to wait. Oh, that's what it was. Is it time? Do we have time? Yes, we do. We do. Folks, it's Thursday. And you know what Thursday means, right? I mean, you didn't forget. I know we haven't done it in a while, but it's, your pastime, your favorite thing. That's why people show up.
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
All right, in this edition of Negro Nonsense, I want you to listen closely to this story out of WBRZ in Baton Rouge.
A crime alert. A Baton Rouge man's charged with shooting towards 3 women at a Swan Avenue apartment last month. Police say 29-year-old Kunta Taylor met the women to give one of them money for marijuana. According to arrest records, Taylor shot at the group after he noticed a woman who was dating one of his associates. He's facing several charges, including 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder.
Now, if you were listening to that, you're just saying, okay, Reese, what is that? Just like another average, shooting inside the hood in Baton Rouge. You've heard it all before, but I want you to listen one more time. Pay attention. Pay very close attention. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. If you do, I'll point it out in a second, but let me play it again. Shooting, Baton Rouge, a man shot at women. Listen again. Right there.
A crime alert. A Baton Rouge man's charged with shooting towards 3 women at a Swan Avenue apartment last month. Police say 29-year-old Kunta Taylor met the women to give one of them money for marijuana, according to arrest records.
Now, did you hear his name? It seemed like an odd name, right? You're just saying to yourself, Kunta Taylor. Well, if you're watching online, you would have seen the entire name there. This is the segment I'm talking about. This is what they said. They say the guy's name.
Police say 29-year-old Kunta Taylor.
29-year-old Kunta Taylor.
Police say 29-year-old Kunta Taylor.
Yeah. What's the big deal, Reese? Well, what's the real big deal? It's Kunta's full name. What's Kunta's full name? I kid you not. This is Kunta's real name.
You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
Taylor. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is his real name.
Police say 29-year-old Kunta Taylor.
That's right. Full name is none other than...
You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
That's his name, Kunta Kinte, ladies and gentlemen. When we heard that, by the way, my wife said, I think I'm going to have to hit you on behalf of the man's mother. That's right. Someone named their child Kunta Kinte. I am not kidding you. Don't be mad at me. I did not do it. But it made today's Negro Nonsense because it had to. Not because I wanted it to, because it had to. It just did. Did you think that would be his name, Roland? You figured it out immediately, didn't you? My wife was absolutely livid at me when she saw that report. She goes, there's no way that's his name. Yes, sweetheart, that is his name. I would have never given my child that name. Somebody did.
You're going to learn to say your name.
Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And this traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. We have a crash in Berlin. It's 9 southbound just after exit 32. So right now you're looking at the left lane shut down there, and the delays are back to the 72 interchange in New Britain. Behind that, if you are traveling northbound 9, you've got delays Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Some slow traffic approaching exit 32 up to 34 in New Britain, rubbernecking at that southbound crash. 84 eastbound in West Hartford, slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood to the Bulkley. Westbound 84, a little tight as you approach 57 in East Hartford. Again, 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91, look for delays Hartford 34 down to 32 A&B. Again, 27 to 28, and a little slowdown again as you move between 23 and 22 in the Route 9 interchange. 2 eastbounds heavy off of I-84 in East Hartford out to exit 3. 2 westbound slowing by exit 4. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 3 southbound slowing from Route 2 in Glastonbury over the Putnam Bridge down to the 91 South ramp in Wethersfield. 9 northbound delays Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound slowing in Cheshire from 27 down to exit 25 in Waterbury. And if you are 9 southbound in Old Saybrook, the ramp to 95 north, that's the 1A off ramp, that is shut down with a crash. Also in Suffield, 159 is shut down between Kings Court and Juniper Lane because of a crash there. Stuck in traffic again? Don't waste another minute. Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Get you in and out fast, often in just one day. Open 7 days a week. Get your smile back now. Columbia Implant Center, ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a good deal of cloud cover. We will see the sky clear during the overnight. The low temperature very cold, down to 5 above the record. 3 above back in 1976 for tomorrow morning. Partly sunny, very cold during the day. Tomorrow, the high 27. Lots of cloud cover tomorrow night, down to 21. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, not as cold, the high 39. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, 33 degrees in Hartford. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The temperature is only going to go down from here. As a result, the state has activated the severe cold weather protocol. The temps, as you heard in the forecast there, could get down to as low as the single digits in some spots tonight. The protocol means that state agencies will coordinate their resources, try to get services to those most in need. The severe cold weather protocol in Connecticut runs through noon on Tuesday. A Northern Virginia man has been arrested for planting 2 pipe bombs outside the DNC and RNC headquarters on the eve of the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot.
Today, I'm proud to stand here before you and say, we solved it. He will have his day in court.
FBI Director Kash Patel said no new tip or witness emerged that led to the arrest. What they did was
brought in a new team of investigators and experts, re-examined every piece of evidence, sifted through all the data.
Deputy Director Dan Bongino.
You're not going to walk into our capital city, put down 2 explosive devices, and walk off in the sunset.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
4th District Congressman Jim Himes attended a briefing with military leaders on the strikes on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean in September. Himes, the ranking Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, says the vessel was incapacitated because of the first strike, so there was no need to hit it again.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have 2 individuals in clear distress, without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who were killed by the United States.
Admiral Frank Bradley said there was no kill order given by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Advocates say Connecticut is a leader when it comes to protecting domestic violence victims. Now, use of the Lethality Assessment Program, or LAP, is mandatory for police statewide. It gauges level of danger on the spot, then directs victims to much-needed services. WTIC's Dave Mager has more.
The program starts with a series of questions from police responding to a domestic violence call. They're used to assess the level of danger a victim is in. Survivor Donna Springer says the support she was directed to as a result of her assessment might have saved her life.
Those questions from that first assessment really changed my outlook on the life I was in and made me want to do better. They did connect me with the member organizations, and they have wonderful people there.
Connecticut police have conducted more than 100,000 lap screenings, with more than half identified as high danger. There's more at ctlap.org, and the Safe Connect hotline for victims is 888-774-2900. In Middletown, Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
State correction officials say an East Hartford man who'd been serving a 20-year sentence for sexual assault apparently took his own life early this morning. The Department of Correction says Jason Bellamy was found in his cell at McDougal Walker with a bedsheet tied around his neck. A correction officer noticed Bellamy's cell window was obstructed. According to a preliminary report, the inmate didn't respond when asked to remove the covering. He was pronounced dead later in an area hospital. The DOC says Bellamy is the inmate who is accused of attacking a female correction officer earlier this week at Osborne Correctional in Somers. Well, hoping to prevent a repeat of last year's chaos, a SantaCon event set for Saturday in Fairfield will be strictly regulated. Organizers say it is for Fairfield University students only. They can bring one guest and everyone must be registered. It takes place at Jennings Beach from 11 to 3. The vast majority of the attendees last year were not university students, and there were reports of disruptions and other bad behavior. Scott Hirsch tells WFSB he witnessed some of the shenanigans firsthand.
I was very concerned. I had a wife who was very concerned, and when we attempted to leave our property later that evening, we had some kids that yelled at us. They decided to use a lot of profanity. They blocked our car from getting out of the driveway.
And those police say those who come to Fairfield intent on causing trouble will be held accountable. Dow down 31 today on Wall Street. NASDAQ up 51. S&P was up 7 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
So if you're just joining the program now, maybe you're just getting out of the office, it's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC. And so they got this bombing suspect. Cole Jr. is his name, and Brian Cole Jr. And they were looking up the address. I was looking up the address. They weren't. I was looking up the address in Woodbridge, and I was talking to Roseanne as we were looking into the story, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's Woodbridge," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's hard. That's where Roseanne and I met. It's the town we used to live in back in 2023." Before we left to go to Texas. Anyway, I used to live about 7 miles away from where Roseanne lived before we lived together. And I lived in a town called Dale City, where this home is of the suspect is, and I just looked it up from my address, when I used to live in Dale City, was 2.9 miles away. And I could walk right to the home where this was. But we were looking at the picture online of where it took place, and they said it was Woodbridge. As I'm looking at the homes, I'm going, I know exactly where that is. It's west of Minnieville, near Dale City, and I couldn't figure out exactly what street. But I was saying, the way those houses look, I knew exactly what street corner it was close to. Sure enough, it was right down the block from Cardinal Drive, right down the block from where I got sober, right down the block from the 7-Eleven I used to go to all the time. I knew the entire...
At 32 A&B, more delays approaching 27 down to 26 Marsh Street in Wethersfield. More slow traffic 23 to 22 and the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. If you're 9 northbound, delays approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Again, delays on the northbound side of Route 9 as you move between exit 31 and 32. We might have another accident on the other side of the highway there. Look out for that. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire from the 691 interchange up to exit 23 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. If you are traveling right now in Suffield, Route 159 is shut down between Kings Court and Juniper Lane. A crash there has that roadway shut down. And Route 9 southbound, the exit 1A ramp that takes you to 95 North, that is also closed in Old Saybrook because of a crash there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
And we have a couple of flurries right now in the southern suburbs, and these flurries will be off and on throughout the next hour or two, and then we will see
6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080. ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We're back, and it is, of course, Holiday Story Eve with Salvation Army. Can't wait. Finally, and to have it as, like, my own gig, like this time, like it's my show. It's, you know, back last time I did it, I was filling in here for Todd, and he was on vacation, and I was doing it. I kind of felt like I was out of place. I was just a fill-in guy. Nobody knew who I was. If they did know, it was just in a fill-in role. I hadn't been here long enough, and now it's been a year. No, a little more than a year. Like, when did I start filling it, like, officially? Like, in July of last year? Yeah. No, not last year. The July before that, right? July of... That was when I started filling in officially? That's not... Oh, wow. That's right. July last year. I'm thinking July this year. I'm completely losing it. You're right. July last year, so it's been over a year. Gosh, that means that next month we'll be at a year and a half. Okay. So, it's been a little bit, and it's been interesting. So to do it this year and to be here living in Connecticut is going to be interesting. So I'm really, really excited to do it. Really excited to see you guys when you come by. They were already warning me. It's like, it takes a little momentum for people to get, start coming and showing up. And I totally understand that. For those of you who can, please do. Be careful, of course. I know the weather is permitting. It's going to be incredibly cold tonight and tomorrow. So, of course, I want you to be careful. We'll be there other nights. Of course, we'll also be in Glastonbury. So don't worry about it. We'll find a way for you to get we'll find some time, I should say, for you to get there. Fritz is in the chat room. Fritz wanted, what he said, Jimmy's on the River in Bristol. I don't know if I don't want to oversaturate it. Fritz, I love you, buddy. I see you all the time. I don't want to oversaturate doing something like once a month, so to speak. I feel like something like that should be like once every 6 months. Like if I'm going to show up somewhere, maybe, something along that lines. I don't want to oversaturate it. It almost starts to get lame after a while. But I get your point. Last Saturday of every month seems a bit much. Every 6 months now and again here and there would work. But he's talking about, of course, we're trying to do some in-stores with the program, and we're going to be doing next month at between rounds. And so there are other places that might be interested to do something. If you have a location that you'd like Reese on the Radio to do an in-store, let me know, and we'll let the sales department know, and we'll talk to all those folks and see if we can get it done as well. So I'm looking at this story that was reported yesterday and a little bit today. In fact, this morning it was talked about some with Morgan Cunningham. And it was the Hartford mayor, Arunan Arulalampa. I can't pronounce his name. He announced a new list of property owners that the city had determined to demonstrate negligent behavior. Slums, if you will. And he put the list out to let people know that, or at least the people who own these buildings, they've got to shape up. And, hey, I'm glad he's doing something about it. We did bring this to the city's attention months ago. The reason why is because we understood that there was someone who was responsible for the sale of some of these properties. And that was a young lady by the name of Lisa Lazarus. She was also running for, what was she? She wants to be, or did she win? I don't even know what happened in her election. But Lisa Lazarus is a real estate agent. And she has sold many of these buildings that are slums to out-of-state owners. We know that some of these locations, Mark in West Hartford has gone to a few, taken some video of them during the summer. It was just this last summer. Bugs, urine smells. We understand that some of the people there are living there month to month because they cannot get a lease like normal folks. You would get a lease for a year, maybe, even 16 months, 18 months. They don't do that. They do a month to month. If you complain about the conditions of said living quarters, apartments, or whatever, they would be immediately evicted. And there are so-called advocates within the community of Hartford who are supposed to be fighting for people who need that kind of help to get repairs done on apartments that they live in, get the rodents out, perhaps keep the children from being swarmed by cockroaches, are doing nothing and allowing it to happen. A young lady like Lisa Lazarus, a woman of color, allowing members of her own community, which I'm sure she campaigns to protect, is allowing this to go on. And now people are saying they need to shape up or ship out. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm starting to think that none of this is getting any attention. Like, why? Like, that's blatant disregard. Story like this comes out, Mayor Arunin brings focus to it, holds a press conference. It's just days after Chris Murphy gets a piece in the Hartford Courant about how one of the slums he represents is getting new Christmas lights. And yet, no real attention to the people who are in the city running for public office who are responsible for protecting the slumlords. Nobody makes the connection. And it's got to be done like this. In my view, keep it coming. Just keep it coming. Keep the corruption coming. Keep the lackadaisical approach by the media at these stories, deciding weeks, if not months, hell, years before they finally cover it. Well, everyone else is watching the news going, yeah, I know that story. What, they're just getting on it? Keep embarrassing yourselves. Keep on. I know that those folks are saying, it's like, we can't cover everything. You're covering nothing. Please stop it with the I can't cover everything. You cover nothing. I looked. You cover nothing. You're not interested in anything. Even the stuff you can get attention with, you don't care. The stuff that you could be covering would turn the newspaper or the news organization around. Nope. In a city of 3 million people, you want to hover at 60,000 views. I don't know why. But you do. I saw an article that was in, what was it? I want to say it wasn't a Connecticut Insider. I have to find out where the article is because I know I saved it somewhere. It's an incredible article talking about how newsrooms are finding new ways to get eyeballs. And you know what their answer to this was? Their answer to it was they need more of an online presence because that's where the eyeballs are. And I'm asking myself, how is that a strategy? How is that? Do you think that if you take the same boring ass of no consequence news and you put it on the internet, that the eyeballs you weren't getting on television are now going to be interested online? I'll go so far as this. You want to try an experiment? Do this one. Let me tell you that this is going to baffle you. This will make you, in fact, it will baffle you and make you upset immediately. You guys who go on Facebook, who love Facebook, and I'm like you. I love Facebook more. I like Facebook more than any other social media because I can navigate it. Right? I don't do so well on X. I'm trying. I'm going to learn eventually. But it took me some time to get to that. But Facebook, I can navigate that perfectly. But go on Facebook. And I want you to go on any one of the local news sites' Facebook page and just scroll down through their stories. It blew my mind. I'm seeing some of the stories that they're posting, right? So they put a headline. They're ready to put a block headline with just a text headline. Woman kills infant child getting back at her husband. Something crazy like that, right? That'll be on a local news network's Facebook page. And I'm like, whoa, where'd that? Click on it. The locals. Story starts in North Carolina. I'm like, what? What? What are you covering a North Carolina story for? I thought this was a Bridgeport story. I thought I would have found this in Bristol. It wasn't in Waterbury, North Carolina. I had to do a double take. I'm like, why would they be posting this? Are you seriously telling me there are only 3 stories in Connecticut you could cover? That's it? And every other news, like you're scouring the country for news to put on your local station? Nothing's happening here? Nothing. Whether you got everybody on this platform and that platform and this very program screaming and hollering about the corruption here. The town is nicknamed Corrupticut. And you can't find nothing? You're not even interested in finding anything? And then I had to remind myself, the Christmas parties. Yeah. I forgot. They've got to make it to the Christmas party. Yeah, nobody will ever invite them anywhere if they actually covered the people that are doing all the corrupt stuff. Yeah, it makes it... Boy, their jobs must be really, really hard. They must be just sitting there on that story. Man, I could break it. Man, I could win a Pulitzer. But the Christmas party... Oh, man, those deviled eggs, man, I'll tell you. Man, I don't know what I'll do without those deviled eggs, man. I go there every year, and I get to hobnob with so many other people. Okay, well, we'll take this breaking story and put it in the shredder. Maybe again next year, I don't know. Perhaps we'll cover this stuff once the guys have decided to resign and leave. We'll then break the story once they're no longer in the public eye. As soon as Lamont decides that he's retiring, then they'll go, breaking news, Lamont, corrupt as hell. And what good would it have been then? Well, we didn't keep it from you. I don't know. It's just, again, it's just, I'm stunned. I'm baffled. I'm shocked. It's some of the funniest stuff to witness. When I wanted to get into this business, I remember, man, I wanted to break all of the stories. That was the first thing I wanted to do. I was like, man, I got to break them all. People would call me. It was like, Reese, you should cover this story. He was like, absolutely. I'll be there in 15 minutes. They would call me out of my house. Be sitting in the apartment. Hey, man, what are you doing? I got a story for you. I'll be there in 15 minutes. It's, I don't know. It's interesting. It's just interesting to watch. Maybe someday, folks. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll get the bad guys. Maybe one day. It's possible. Anyway, we're almost out of here. Jason says, 2 years, I think, I heard you filling in for Pastor Will. That may have been the first show I filled in for. You might be right about that, Jason. That may have been the first one. It was more than 2 years ago, believe it or not. Reese on the Radio has been here more than 3 years. In 2022, my first, holiday store was in 2022. And I had joined WTIC in April of that year. Yeah, April of 2022. So, it's been a fun ride. I'm hoping that it goes on for a very, very long time. But like I said, come on and hang out. You know where we'll be. Avon Old Farms. We'll be there at 2 o'clock. I'll be there at 1, to be honest with you. I got to prepare. I might even be there earlier than that. Maybe get some brunch, something like that. We'll be back talking about getting to brunch or dinner or home for that matter. Mark Christopher's doing it for you. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84 East Hartford, delays approaching 58 to 57. Again, slow traffic in East Hartford, 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound locked up, 44 down into the tunnel. 91 southbound, you're slowing 34 in Hartford down to 32 A and B. Another bump down by exit 27 and 28. Slowing again 23 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. If you are traveling on the northbound side of 91, that moves well. Cromwell up into Windsor. 2 westbound slowing by exit 4 in Glastonbury. And again, 1 DI up to the 84 West Merge in East Hartford. 3 southbound slows, Glastonbury over the Putnam Bridge down to the 91 South ramp. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound delays, Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge again from exit 31 to 32 in Berlin. 9 southbound slowing 35 down or 35 down to 33 in Berlin. If you're westbound 84 in Cheshire, delays 691 interchange up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, you're slowing now from 51 in Hamden down into the West Rock Tunnel, and 91 southbound delays from exit 7 in toward the 95 interchange in New Haven. Road closure this afternoon in Suffield, 159 shut down between Kings Court and Juniper Lane because of a crash there. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune into Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
We've seen a good deal of cloud cover. We will see the sky clear during the overnight. The low temperature very cold, down to 5 above the record. 3 above back in 1976 for tomorrow morning. Partly sunny, very cold during the day. Tomorrow, the high 27. Lots of cloud cover tomorrow night, down to 21. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, not as cold, the high 39. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
32 degrees at 5:30. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News, and with the coldest temperatures of the early winter season settling in, the state is activating its severe cold weather protocol. That means agencies like the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection will work in concert to get to get the state's most vulnerable residents the services they need to stay safe. And it's the first time this season the protocol is being used. Those agencies will help those who need a shelter and coordinate with United Way 211 to achieve that goal. Anyone in need of assistance can call 211 or visit 211ct.org. The cold weather protocol runs through noon on Tuesday. Inmate at McDougall Walker Correctional is dead in an apparent suicide. Correction officials say 27-year-old Jason Bellamy was found in his cell this morning with a bedsheet tied around his neck. He'd been in prison for 20 years, serving a 20-year sentence on sexual assault charges. Correction officials also say Bellamy was the same inmate accused of attacking a female correction officer at Osborne on Monday. Woman's facing charges in connection with a shooting last month in Waterbury. 39-year-old Jessica Towles, she's from Meriden, now faces charges involving weapons and assault. Police say a man was shot November 29th on Grand Street as 2 groups of individuals got into some type of altercation. Navy Admiral has told lawmakers that there was no kill-them-all order from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The disclosure today coming as Congress scrutinizes an attack that killed 2 survivors of an initial strike in the waters near Venezuela. Russian President Putin says some proposals in a UN plan to end the war in Ukraine are unacceptable to the Kremlin. That suggests a deal is still ways off, despite intense diplomacy by American envoys. On Wall Street this afternoon, a mixed bag. The Dow was down 31. The NASDAQ gained 51. The S&P was up 7 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
Hey, we're back. Reese on the radio. About to wrap things up. So, of course, if you want to call, you can. Before we do the holiday store tomorrow, which is a whole different format, we'll figure that out when we get there. When I get there tomorrow, I'll be there early. Hopefully, you will too. Come on down. Donate some stuff, some money. We've also got a text way in which you can go online or go on your phone and you can text donations to the holiday store. Help them out. If you may have heard, if maybe you weren't listening, yesterday we asked someone to help out to perhaps get some TVs for the Marshall House in Hartford. And Mike in New Haven stepped up, got them 2 TVs. I don't know if they're 65 or 75. Nonetheless, I've got both. I've got both sizes in my home in Texas. So those are big TVs. You can't go wrong with either one. But if you got 75-inch TVs, God bless them. And those, those residents are going to be happy to have them there. I know that. What's her name? I'm pronouncing her name wrong already. Netzi, that's her name. Netzi was grateful. She sent me a text message today saying how happy she was that they were able to get them. I got to get back down there as soon as possible to go see those TVs and see if we could get a picture with the whole group so we could post it on ReeseOnTheRadio.com so you can see it. I hope that you guys do like Mike the mailman is doing. Excuse me. And so many others who called me and contacted me that want to donate things because if they can't donate money, they're donating things like clothes. I was saying also the Marshall House, as they're transitioning families out of Marshall House into their own homes, many of them, they don't have furniture. They don't have cleaning supplies, the things that make a home. They have a home, but they don't actually have any furniture. And so donations to Marshall House, they don't have the facility for all of that, but some of the things that they do need are bed linens. And if you know a company that provides them, provides that or can provide that, please let Marshall House know. Get in touch with them and see how you can help them out with that. Cassandra, Netzi's assistant, said cleaning supplies are very important, and we take that kind of stuff for granted. I know I did when I heard it, and she said that they really, really want cleaning supplies. So I want to do Cassandra's good work, because I tell you, if you met that young lady, she is stern and about her business. I'm telling you, she was intimidating, and I'm hard to intimidate. I was very nervous around that woman. But she was diligent. She said cleaning supplies. You got to tell them to help them with cleaning supplies. So I want to honor her by doing that. All right? Yeah, that's about it. We'll come back. We'll close all of this out. I also want to talk about boxes for boots. Right? Is that the name of it? We'll talk about that as well in the craziness that's going on with the Postal Service with that. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
I don't understand. They've been doing this for years, and it's all of a sudden a problem this year.
Is it crazy how this is happening? Like,
man,
they're putting them through the ringer. I was like, what if a whole new staff at the department? I mean, the Postal Service?
I don't know. They've been doing this for years, people showed up. It was a Saturday in November. I
Mhm.
was there, New Britain High School. They're working their tail off to get these boxes out.
Yeah.
And for some reason this year it doesn't go through. I don't understand what's different from previous years. But
Weird.
It is weird. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 delays, 56 Governor Street up to exit 44 Prospect Oakwood, 84 eastbound slows 44 Prospect Oakwood to the Bulkley. Southbound 91 delays 33 to 32. Again, down by exit 28. Some more slow traffic as you move down by exit 22 in the Route 9 interchange. If you're 9 southbound heading into Middletown, delays Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 southbound also a little slow between exit 33 and 31 southbound Route 9 in Berlin. If you're heading toward Waterbury, westbound 84 delays 691 interchange up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic from 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. And 91 southbound delays from 6 in toward the 95 interchange in New Haven. And if you are traveling into Suffield, Route 159 is shut down between Kings Court and Juniper Lane because of an accident there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
And we've got a couple of flurries between New Britain and Berlin that'll be moving out over the next 20 minutes or so, and another batch of flurries to the north and west of Hartford that'll move through. Everything clears out by about 7 o'clock. Breezy. It is a cold night ahead with a low temperature of 6 above. The record low, by the way, 3 above back in 1976. Partly sunny, the high 27 tomorrow, 21 degrees, cloudy tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy on Saturday, the high 39. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, the low temperature down to 24. Right now, it's 31 in Bristol, 30 in Keene, and 32 degrees in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Be a guest at your Thanksgiving dinner with Highland Park Market's chef-prepared dishes like mashed potatoes, butternut squash, bread stuffing, and turkey gravy. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market. Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
Tune in to WTIC News Talk 1080 for Healthy Rounds, Saturday mornings 11 till noon. Learn from the top experts about the latest medical news and call in with your questions. Healthy Rounds, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare, Saturday mornings 11 till noon on WTIC News Talk 1080 and WTIC.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume by New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair aisle at your local CVS.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra for Winter Dreams, December 12th through the 14th. Experience the enchanting sounds of Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 1, Winter Dreams, led by music director Carolyn Kwan. Be inspired by 7-time Grammy nominee and violinist Curtis Stewart as he reimagines Vivaldi's 4 seasons in his groundbreaking work, Seasons of Change. This powerful pairing blends tradition with innovation. Don't miss this captivating concert. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
Slow, clogged, backed up? Don't worry. ALO Home Services has you covered. For only $93, our technician will clear any drain in your home. And if it can't be cleared, it's free. Call for details. License number HIC 628926, P10277688, S10413487, D10401465, S3308699. SM3004646, E1185643.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com, discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, that's it. We are wrapping it up. Just as a recap so that you know, January is going to be a very important month of the new year for Reese on the Radio and for you. Well, it's more so for you than it is for me. We've got plenty of investigations that are going down. The holiday's going to slow us up a bit. We'll try to cover the stories as they are. There will be some desperate news, if you will. People grasping us. We have to have news. It's a 24-hour news cycle. We'll cover the news where we cover the news. We'll, of course, get to the bottom of stories that we're already getting to the bottom of. That's everything from Mimi Torres to J. Allen Jones. We'll get to those stories. We'll even cover this story with Jason Bellamy if there are any new developments in that case. Of course, we'll also cover the case with the young lady who was assaulted inside the prison and was removed and moved to Delaware. We'll get to the bottom of that as those stories progress. I sent another email out just to give you also some background. I sent another email out to Dick Blumenthal's office, who appears to have time to talk to everybody else, but has not returned my phone call yet. Because we are still trying to get, and what I want to do is maybe I'll give you some background on this. What I would like to do is to get Dick Blumenthal in here to hear from folks like Greg Bugby from CAES and to hear from Jeffrey Cordisco from C&D Underwater Maintenance, to have him listen to both of them so that we can get the senator on board to eliminate using DQuat and to actually use the eco harvester. So that's my plan. And once that's done, we can mark that one off and done with as one of the investigations we go to. So the objective is not so much to talk about these issues, but to get to the bottom of them and literally knock them off and get rid of them and then move on to the next one. We are here to solve problems, not complain about them. Just so you know, it's a different kind of day, different kind of era. 2026 is going to be that every day on this program from Monday through Friday. We'll lighten it up on Friday like we always do, and Roseanne will be here, God willing, to come in and give her perspective on some of the things that are going on as well, of course, so we can engage with you. And I think that, in my view, Roseanne has been a great asset to the program and to Connecticut. In my view, if I can tell you a little bit of inside baseball and why I like her around, is imagine someone has come to a world that is new, not just mentally, but physically. So imagine that worldview is changing and the experience is new day after day after day, seeing the problems from a different perspective, living in a new state, in a new community, meeting and engaging with a bunch of people who are also going through transformations or changes in their thought or their points of view, and engaging. This is an incredible journey for her. But let me tell you why on my level, and I'm going to kind of, again, tell a little inside baseball here about the advantage it has for me, is Roseanne gets to display that to the audience. People actually get to, if I'm going to say this as bluntly as I can, she gets to live in a fishbowl on this program. You get to watch her transformation and her point of view. And ladies who are listening, no matter what political side of the aisle they're on, are listening to her from her perspective as a mother, a veteran, you know, a Mexican woman who she believes that, you know, her perspective is unique in certain ways. You know, being a person of color, she's, you know, has grown up in a certain culture. And hearing her talk about those things and engaging with you from different cultures and different backgrounds, that, for me, is an experience in and of itself, and I like to sit back and just watch it. Also, she kind of gives me a break on Fridays. But you get to watch it as it all unfolds as well. It's a great experiment, if you will. And it's very fun for me. So we get to do that a little bit, and I'm hoping for Roseanne that this is an experience that she gets to enjoy. I know there's a little bit of like, I hate to use the word celebrity. Forgive me for using it. I don't mean it in a very, a bragging way. It's not that, but she is very, how do I say? She's almost a little shy about when people say, it was like, hey, I listened to you on the radio. She's never experienced anything like that before. So imagine taking just an average person and putting him on the radio and then being recognized in the street. It's like, oh, I listen to you all the time. Oh, I watch you online. Oh, my God, you're great. That's, it's interesting that somebody who's been through that for a long time, to see her go through it and the smile it puts on her face and she feels a little bashful about it. It's cute. It is. It is. So if I'm saying anything, I'm saying I am entertained by all of this. It really, really does a thing for me. Roland, can I ask you something, Roland? This is interesting because you I know this is true. I've said this. I remember a conversation I had with Laura about this. Is it like your wife, for instance? She is a very to herself. I dare I use the word reclusive. But she is a very to herself in private person, I would assume, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Do you find more people who are very, very private and to themselves? They don't want any attention to them. No, don't bring that here. And,
Well, I'm private into myself, too.
Are you?
So
how did you do that while you were trying to be in the music business? I find that rare.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
All my shows, everybody will just be sitting in the back with me and be like, are you good? Are you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go. But, it was like, I wasn't like talking to people.
Yeah, you weren't hyped up.
Off, running around, doing none of that. I was just locked into my zone. And then as soon as the mic touched my hand and they saw me perform, then they were like, oh, we get it now.
Okay, I don't get it. Tell me, because I don't understand it.
When it's showtime, I'm a monster.
Oh, so.
And then as soon as I get off the stage, I'm right back to.
Very reclusive and to yourself.
Regular rolling. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I'm always on.
No.
This is me every day. I am this every day. I'm going to get coffee. I'm this guy. I don't know why. I just am. I don't know how people. So you can just cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not like I'm trying. Not like I'm telling myself, all right, go back to normal now.
Right.
It's just that's what.
It's a preset.
Yeah, that's
right.
What happens.
It's just sort of like you're on stage and you recognize where you are and you're on. You're on.
It was always the. That's why I never did drugs, because once I saw I can take something from my head, write it on a page, go to the studio, record it, put it out, and go to somewhere where nobody knows my song. And there's hundreds and hundreds of people out there, and I start performing, and I get a crowd reaction, and they don't know me. That means, oh, okay, so you got something.
Okay,
you got something. Because otherwise, I've been to plenty of shows where the performing act before me got booed.
Really?
And I got on stage and killed it. So that let me know, oh, you have something special going on right here.
Okay. Michael A. said that Jimi Hendrix was the same way. I didn't know that. I really didn't. I don't always like to sort of be on. Like, if you'll notice, like if we go out somewhere, Roseanne and I will go someplace, I will sit there and probably look at my phone or look at the television that's up there, and I'll be very quiet. But if somebody starts having a conversation with me, I'll be just as normal as I am. Like, but I'm not, like, I don't know. I'm just engaging. When I meet people, I really like talking about them. I don't really talk about myself. Like, every time we go someplace, I always want to know something about the person that I'm engaging with. I never sit there and talk about, like, Roseanne does that all the time. She embarrasses me. She'll tell people, like, we'll meet somebody just randomly. They don't know who I am. and we'll be in the middle of a conversation. I'll talk to them and try to get some information. Hey, what do you think about this politically? Hey, what do you think about that in general? What's your, social economic status, and how do you feel about this and that? And I'll just listen to them. And then Rosanna out of nowhere, she goes, do you know what he does? He's on the radio. And I'm like, sweetheart, don't do that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to get honest, genuine answers from them. Don't do that. It's like, that's not the reason why I'm asking them. I really want them, like, absolutely honest in that, because then when they find out you're on the radio, then they either become extremely quiet and protective of their ideas, or they're always like, well, I don't mean this, I don't mean that. No, I want your absolutely unvarnished response to stuff.
You don't want to taint it.
I don't want to taint it at all. Yeah, I want authentic.
Yeah.
But she'll do that because she goes, well, I'm trying to get people to listen to your program. I'm like, they'll find out about my program, in due course. I just want to ask them. Because one day I want them to be listening to the radio, and I want them to say, or even going online and going, hey, that was the guy at the restaurant. And that'll happen. It'll eventually happen. It's Connecticut.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just me. I don't know. I just kind of feel like I'm me all the time. A weird thing actually is happening now, and I don't know what it is, but the left side of my chest is actually annoying the hell out of me.
Oh, and drop your arm.
Drop my arm?
Yeah,
okay.
Relax and take a deep breath, and you get it back.
It's weird. I thought it was like,
Yeah, sometimes your pectoral muscles act up
is that
a
what
little bit.
Is that what it is? Okay, it's weird. I was like, I'm not having a heart attack or anything, am I?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's not that time yet.
What is that supposed to mean? Is there a timetable?
Yeah, for everybody. What are you talking about?
Let's go to Stevie V before we get out of here. What's up, Stevie?
Three things really quick. Johnny Carson was very shy.
Yes.
What's that?
No, I said yes, he was. He was incredibly shy.
Yeah. Now, I got a very distinctive voice. I've met people that said, hey, don't you call WTIC?
Yeah, wow. I had that happen at a CVS.
Really? With Roseanne, I think the most important thing, and maybe you were alluding to but didn't say it, but the fact that she converted from being very far left to where she is now, I think that's huge for when she goes on and tells her story in her words, because I think, just like anything else, if you get somebody that's kind of like a peer to some degree, it's a lot easier for them to, kind of be drawn into a situation.
Yeah, because I think that there are liberal women who listen to this program and will hear Roseanne and try to understand, like, how did that happen? How was she attracted? It was like, oh, it's just her husband. But then she actually lays out what happened, and they start to think about it. And then and it's funny. Let me tell you something, Stevie V. I barely talk about this woman, but I'll never forget it. A Latino woman sent me a message on Facebook. She wasn't a friend. She wasn't friended or even following me. She just sent me the message. And on Facebook, they'll say, you don't know these people or you're not friends. But she sent me a message, a Latina girl from somewhere southern in Connecticut. And she says, I just want to let you know, Reese, I listen to you every day, and it's because of you I'm a conservative. And I was like, what? Again, that's the appeal. It's like listening to the show, hearing it, laying it out, and eventually that's, what happens. It's not about, demonizing anybody on this side or that side. It's just laying out the evidence.
And it's like drip process, but she does it very well. And she's, you can tell that she's genuine about it. And I think it's going to be a huge, huge thing.
Yeah, so do I. And guess what? It's showing up. I'm telling you, the response has been absolutely overwhelming. I'm very proud of the work she's doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great to hear.
Thank you, man. Hey, we're going to see you tomorrow or what?
I'm working those hours. I actually got to work till 6 tomorrow, an extra half an hour.
Okay. Well,
so
you know what?
Used to go.
No, I was going to say that, don't worry. We'll try to find a way that I can actually stay later. Maybe some people could show up after work. But, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Well, we'll definitely hook up at some point. But, I used to go when I could. I used to work in Glastonbury. And
okay.
It was in my area. Now I'm over in Woke, right near Waterbury.
That's okay. Listen, Stevie V, we'll figure something out on the weekend, man. We'll get together. You got it?
Okay, brother. Thanks.
All right, you got it, man. All right, folks, as I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you, and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning. So plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. Here's Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center.
That is wacky stuff there, Reese on the Radio. Wacky. Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra takes us out tonight. If you are heading into Hartford, southbound side of I-91, just a little slow getting by 34 Main Street, North Hartford. We had an accident on the right shoulder there. If you are traveling south of downtown, a little slow down again by exit 23, West Street and Rocky Hill. Westbound